and being put in bad situations. We talked about it all season long.
Yes.
I know most of you guys have not. If you guys have just not heard our live streams, they're long. And we talk about this all the time. All the time we talk about how, Lenahan's coaching and Garrett's lack of discipline. And again, and lack of execution. This was a team loss. But at least there's some good things to think about. And we're going to go to that, in this stream. We're going to kind of go into the positives and, what's coming up for the future.
Yes, and just everybody remember, too, right now, everything is still a big question mark. We still aren't sure what direction the Cowboys really are heading in. We've heard rumors of a Jason Garrett extension. Has that changed now after this game?
There's a lot of things. A lot of things can go different ways.
Exactly.
Lenahan might stay, and Garrett might. Who knows? But the thing is that we know Richard's going to be promoted to defensive coordinator. We know that Kellen Moore and Lenahan are probably out the door, and we know Lenahan, and we know that Garrett's going to probably get the extension, maybe a 2-year, 3. I don't know, 2-3 years, maybe 2. I don't know. I'm figuring probably 3 years makes logical sense on both sides, I guess. Garrett don't want to be shortchanged, but
yeah. And again, it's clear we feel like us. Not just us here, my Cowboys family. I see plenty of you guys here in the chat, not just now, throughout the season saying Linehan has to go. Linehan is a problem. It's so clear to see, compared to other offensive coordinators, how badly Linehan fails this team.
And McVay's the best of those, the most creative young guy. So we can't compare him to him because we see a huge difference, obviously. But you can see him even with the other coordinators out there. We do have some names on the list the Cowboys might be looking into to replace Scott Linehan, which is just around the corner. Listen, guys.
Monday they're back to work, but we're going to talk about what the process is. Actually know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. We got some ideas. We know
no, I have exactly what they're doing right now.
You hear that? So stay tuned, guys. But also on top of that, I want to make sure you guys know that, as soon as we have this self-imposed ban here on My Cowboys Family for ourselves, we sticking with clothes that we've had and apparel and hats that we've had. Anything before the start of last year, which was 2018 calendar year, January 1st, no more purchasing for the Cowboys gear. We rock Cowboys for life, but we have stuff for life right now. So that's our little personal to Jerry Jones. But hey, you guys know that already. The thing about that is that right now, the day Linehan is fired is the day I buy my first new piece of Cowboy apparel. I'm just gonna put it out there for you guys. You might see me right in the stream. Breaking news. I might be busting out with something. I don't know. I might go out there and get it right that moment.
2nd and 8 here for the Saints. Drew Brees.
Dumping it down, and it's going to be loss of yards there. Eagles are going to try to get the ball back, and they're only down 6 guys, 20-14. But again, I'm just going to we'll keep you guys in line with that. But we're talking Cowboy news here. We lost. We're never gone. The Cowboys are never gone, and you guys are not gone. This is real, true Cowboy fans. Stick it out, East Side Harold. Your tears were last week, and now we got ours this week. Hey, we're grown men and women. A Cowboy Nation, we take our hits, man. That's the way it's got to be. All right, we lost. The Rams were the better team that day, and they definitely out-schemed us coaching-wise. That's really where the biggest differences were. Dak kept us in this game. The defense was disappointing, but mainly because the offensive scheme was so good, and we didn't prepare well enough. First down Saints, just so you guys know, on a big 3rd and 13. Something that, I have a feeling that our Cowboys, we have a really good future with this team, with the nucleus of this team. And I'm going to tell you some guys that are, definitely not leaving. And that's most of the team. All right. So we got good thing. I think we're going the right direction. I only hope with this eventual pending Garrett extension that the lessons that the orange-haired puppet man learned this year about having to open your damn mouth and maybe be a little more creative before it's too damn late. Maybe that will be the difference between him this year and him next year. That's my hope. Not putting the eggs in that basket, because the one person I do trust in that coaching staff, in Richard, we trust.
And another first down.
For Alvin Kamara.
First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat right now.
Let's shout everybody out. Even the East Side Harold.
CXF, X Factor, Sheila Neal. Yeah, the trolls came out.
It's all good.
Oh, man. It's all right. It happens. Gordo Cowboy, Sam Rothstein, Daniel Hernandez. Let me see. Lena Richards, thanks for joining us. Texas Boy, King Paimon, thank you for joining us. TJ Wittenbach, Wayne Montgomery, Julian Smith. We see Emmanuel, thank you for joining us.
We got Wayne Montgomery.
Jessica, we have Fred Woods in the chat. What's
Gary
up, man?
Murphy.
Thank you for joining us. Let me see. Craig English, Julian Smith, Rack City, T. Wilson. Thank you, guys. So
in-game adjustments, Fred Woods.
So again, let's talk about exactly
King
what
Job. All you guys announced. And don't forget, what do I got to do here? We still rocking it, man. We hit the thumbs up in the stream,
guys
man.
Every day. Talk
notification bell. If of course, but first subscribe. That's the biggest way. Sharing and all that stuff is cool too. We gotta spread the Cowboy true fandom. All right, that's what we want to do.
Exactly.
Get the
These
knowledge
losses,
together.
We're the true fans.
Stick it
when
out.
The team is down.
Yeah, we got 45 people in here. You know why? Because there's 45 or 44 true fans that are the Cowboy Nation and a couple other trollers. But hey, it's all good because we accept you guys. You guys stuck it out here. You guys are watching us because we drop some good info, and so does the chat. So you can all learn from each other here on our side and from your side. So, and from the haters' side and the trolls. And that's fine. Sometimes we actually learn from them once in a while. In fact, I got an idea for two YouTube channels if you guys want to have some fun, depending on what happens in this game. But I'm going to wait on that. So, guys, I want you to stick. I need your help for this. I need you to get open up another screen on your phone or on your tab, on your device or on your laptop, on your computer. Trust me, just preparing, guys. We got 3 minutes and 34 seconds and a couple more first downs. This could end it. It's 3rd and 8 right now.
What's up? We got 5th quarter Cowboys in the chat. Yeah.
5th quarter. The whole roundtable, guys. Sub up. Down below, notifications and all that stuff. And links for their pages are there, so subscribe if you haven't already. But everybody, trust me, we learned from our trolls. We learned from the trolls right here yesterday. All right? So let's see what happens in this game here. And you know we hate the Eagles, right? So let's have some fun, all right? Listen, we're gonna talk about, right now, Fiance is talking about the Cowboys now, what we're going to do,
here.
you know, soon, and what's next for us, and who's staying, who's going, coaches staying and going, and the future of this team, of the star. I know it's hard. We've been talking about the foundational issues, Jerry Jones' foundational issues with Jason Garrett. They're still here. They're going to be here. Those foundational issues still going to be here. We've been saying this since the channel started and before we were online. We've been saying this for years. But hey, it doesn't matter about what we say. It happened. It's all, we got to move on. I mean, they're going to be here next year. So that is still an underlying situation. But we're going to improve this team. I see it improving offense, defense, and coaching. Especially offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, because they're out of here. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a matter of time. And no matter who wants to butter them up, whether it's Vach, we disagree on a lot of different things, except for our offensive lineman with our first pick. But we disagree on a lot of different things, Vach, and he's got knowledge about all different types of things, but not about this, because we could play that straw man all day. But he says that, well, Kellen Moore, how did Kellen Moore hurt Dak? But we asked him yesterday live on stream, check it out, on his stream, and he couldn't answer it. He says, well, you see Dak is now looking off receivers, and his proof of that is, well, we don't really know because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And that's our point. Neither does good old Vach Lombardi. He doesn't know either. So, I'm not a hit on Vach. That's just a point to make that he doesn't know what's going on with Kellen Moore, so don't buy the hype. And neither do we. But we know what we've seen with Dak Prescott, and it's not. And some of the fundamental stuff has not improved. That is just Dak being Dak, and that's Dak. That's not Kellen. If you dare say it's Kellen Moore, you got to relook at your comments there. The
coaches, almost failing to adjust for that. So
that's correct.
And that's one of the reasons why we're all sitting here complaining about our offensive coordinator.
It's not just us, guys. It's you could say the media.
Yes, the same offensive coordinator that said directly, quote, "I'm personally overseeing Dak's development," end quote.
That's a quote. Early in the year, reported here. I know Vach missed that.
Straight from Linehan's mouth, guys.
But nonetheless, the point is, Kellen Moore is a useless piece. He does not helping Dak. He's just a note passer. We've known this from Linehan, not from us, from Linehan. And Linehan's the guy who's failed this entire offense, and Dak Prescott. Now here's a kick, and it's up, and he missed it. So really? We can't do what we wanted to do. 52-yard field goal. Now the Eagles have new life. So again, the Eagles cannot be buried yet. They can't break their wings off. They're flapping around one wing, and they're still alive. And that's the way it's been since we whipped their ass in Dallas in overtime. So Will Lutz, great kicker.
So let's go ahead and talk Cowboys, guys. So
Cowboy
let's talk
time.
about our Cowboys, specifically what's going on right now. So young guys cleaning out their lockers, mainly lots of practice squad guys, lots of people that pretty much know they won't be returning.
And also just some of these guys pack up everything too.
Yeah, I know. But the logistics, each player is scheduled for a physical with the training staff. After that, they meet with their position coach. After that, they individually meet with Jason Garrett. And then one last final team meeting. After that, they are done until the spring when, OTAs, things like that. And obviously other players have responsibilities
and the reason
to come
they
in
meet,
for other reasons.
The reason they meet with the trainers before they leave here, before they say goodbye, is because, they got to make sure they're healthy going and what kind of guys they have. So the Cowboy organization front office can make decisions on these guys. Situations happened last year with Jonathan Cooper and stuff like that people were hurt the last game, and then we had to do those physicals.
And they didn't know make those decisions.
Make decisions, yeah, like into the offseason before the new year starts, which is like beginning of March. I think March 1st or something like that is the new 2019-2020 NFL season. So it starts sometime in March. And so that's kind of like, Cowboys front office in that month and a half have to make a decision, or a month have to make a decision about what they're going to do, month and a half, with a lot of these coaches and players. And it's going to start Monday. Trust me on this. And that means tomorrow for those watching on the replay. Whatever, you know what I mean.
I know. So
Foles back to pass,
here.
second and wide open, freaking Ertz, I think. Yep.
All right,
and
guys,
they're in
so
Saints territory, driving with 2:45.
Key players for the Cowboys that are out of their contracts. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Talk about the future. What do we do with these guys? Do we sign them, let them walk, franchise tag? Obviously, still a question mark. So, DeMarcus Lawrence, Cole Beasley, Jeff Swain, Tavon Austin, LP Ladouceur, Cam Fleming, Damian Wilson, Rod Smith, David Irving.
Now, I have a couple other names, too. I have Jameez Olawale.
Oh, good point.
I have Marcus Martin. You have him? He's off. He's off the injury list, guys.
Karen Reed.
Karen Reed. You said David Irvin, but Detone Jones, who's been injured, and I think you said everybody else. So Jeff Swain, you said. So these guys. It's a lot of guys. These are unrestricted free agents.
All right. So off that list, I will say, Karen Reed. We've seen him step it up. Definitely, sign him now. Sign him while we can still get him relatively cheap. More or less. Great addition to the team. I think he's done a fantastic job. Detone Jones, I'm still not sure about. I know we were big fans of him until he got hurt, and we were trying to use him. So, again, depending on his value, I don't see why the Cowboys wouldn't maybe sign him on for at least another year, see what they can, obviously, like you said, depending on his injury situation. Let me see.
So no gain loss of a yard for Sproles. But, you talk about these guys, DeMarcus Lawrence, the Cowboys going to re-sign him. Let's be real.
But here's the thing. Do you think that they're going to franchise tag him? Because I have a feeling that maybe the Cowboys feel like he has, again, they could end up signing him long-term. Absolutely not crazy. Right, well, but I have a feeling that they might actually try to franchise tag him
Either way, he's going to be here next year. Yes. That's my point. And again, it's a hold there by the Eagles. Oh, interception for the Saints. Woo! Fuck the Eagles. Do not fumble it. He almost fumbled it from behind. Fuck the Eagles. God. Guys, that should end it. Hey, guys. This is what we wanted to say. And again, we're not celebrating this because who gives a fuck, right? Our team is out. But the Eagles are out now, too. So here's what I need you all to go do, since this is what the Trolls did. All right? And I don't know who started. I don't give a damn. Philly 500 is live right now with 1,000 plus people watching. Go in there and go hashtag MCF Raid. Hashtag MCF Raid. And rep the Cowboys. We're both on the couches now. And fuck the Eagles. Say whatever you need to say. I don't care. Go in there. Go on Philly 500. Yesterday, and the reason is because Philly 500 Trolls came here yesterday and said hashtag, what was it?
Philly 500 Raid.
Philly 500 Raid. So just hashtag MCF Raid and say your piece on their sites. Open up the other tab. Do your thing, guys. Cowboy Nation. Just for a minute. Let's have some fun with Philly 5. Listen, he had some fun with us. And I'm sure other YouTubers. You can do it. You can do it if you want to throw it down to Desert Eagle as well. He does have some fun. He gave some props. He had a good video making fun of our Cowboys. I can barely watch it, but you got to give props where props is due. So go to Desert Eagle. What is it? Desert Eagle 60?
Yeah, I got it here.
You dropping it? Go to their sites. Do the hashtag MCF Raid. What is it? MCF Raid.
Yes.
And say your piece on the shitty Eagles, guys. In fact, I want to hear what they got to say about that. I'm sorry. I'm just curious now. If you got it on there, baby, go ahead and see.
I'm trying. Wait.
she's bringing it up. But go ahead. What's up, LT?
I dropped the link.
Our condolences
Desert
to
Eagle
you.
90, wait.
Desert Eagle 90. Oh, there it is. Desert Eagle 90. And much respect to both those. Those are some cool-ass Eagle fans, but they also gave it to us hard right up in there, guys. So now, take it and take it right up theirs. Do it, guys. Hashtag MCF Raid.
Yeah,
go to their sites. Let's have some fun with these Eagle fans and fuck with them.
Here, I posted the links to both of their
I want to go on there.
Now.
We'll do a live, man. We'll do a live. So which is the first one you looked?
Philly 500 was the first one, and then Desert Eagle 90 was the second one.
Let's see what they're saying. Let's see what they're saying.
So what's up,
Dak
LT?
is better than Foles? No, Dak is not better than Foles. Sorry.
Dak is better than Foles.
That's Philly 5, guys.
One drop away winning that hurts. Yeah, I mean, look, you get the break with the missed field goal. You get the break with the missed
He got
field goal.
2,000 people. I don't think he's going to catch us. We need to flood him, man. Go flood him. MCF Raid.
Just run the ball.
They got a lot of people there.
Warning hit, so you can sit there and you can basically.
It is literally not stopping. Like their thing is like nonstop.
You guys are making the playoffs next year. We're making the playoffs. We had no reason running a play before. No, Dean Smith. I mean, I don't understand. Get the right play. I mean, that was like a 5-6 yard.
I love it. I love it. I see a lot of people in there doing it too, man. Much love. It just won't.
No, the difference between the Eagles and Cowboys, the Eagles won a Super Bowl.
He's getting pissed. We got 5 Super Bowls. I'm just saying.
Oh man, guys, guys. I dropped the link to both of theirs in the chat. Scroll up earlier. There you go. What's up, Purple
We're having
Potato
fun,
Waffle?
guys. What's up, guys? MCF Radio.
So here we go.
What happened?
Sean, man, you can't drop that. That ain't on
Sorry.
the polls. That's on all Sean.
We got our fan favorite here. One of our favorite fans in the house. One of our favorite haters. You know what I mean? He loves my beard. He wishes he could have someone like
Desert
fiance.
Eagle 90. MC
You know what I'm
Raid.
talking about. Yeah. Desert Eagle 90 as well.
Let's see.
Patrick, thanks for joining me, buddy. Well, he's a hell of a lot better than Dak Prescott. I don't
Let's
think
see.
any Cowboy Prescott or trash Prescott.
We're not bragging. We're not bragging. We're just giving it back to you. You understand? You hear that? Yeah. And that's all that matters, guys. That's called hate. we hating. Because you know they want to do that to us, guys. You know it.
And Wentz has got to learn that, but we don't know if Wentz can do that or not yet.
You gotta love it. Hey, they came on here. Hey, I gotta give
It's all good.
listen,
Exactly.
props out to LT Metters.
Yes.
Props out to Philly 5 and props out to Desert Eagle 90. You know,
Yes.
they rep their teams to the end. So
Come join us on the couch.
yeah, I mean they're still a minute and 30 seconds away, but gotta love our favorite heckler out there. And that's the way they're hoping. You know, they gotta hope for a basic miracle here, guys, for the Eagles. But hey, yeah, you never know, right? Yes, guys. So listen. Anyways, back to the news. Now that this is pretty much wrapped up.
Here we go. So, I mean, we touched on those guys that we're really looking to either sign or, again, let go of. What do we do with them? One of the interesting ones that I'm hearing might actually walk is Rod Smith, guys. Hearing a lot that Rod, and they got the first down.
But thanks for watching. What the? You know what I'm talking about.
Now, one thing, again, here's the thing that bothers me, guys. This
Love
is
it.
still bothering me, and I feel like we're one of the few people that are still saying this. Jason Garrett, basically the extension talk for him happened as soon as that playoff win happened. As soon as we won that playoff, that was it. The extension talk was basically solidified, and they're like, well, of course, ha, 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 what would you do? I mean, look at it, ha, 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 what would you do?
It's over.
Again, Jason Garrett has coached the Cowboys
It's
for
over.
12 seasons and has 0 NFC Championship appearances, and he's getting a contract extension. And again, I'm not trying to take away for what he did for this team here, 3-5 and everything else, but I'm sorry. Again, it still feels like the team is still kind of settling for being just okay. But at the end of the day, guys, we have a lot of other things. Yes, thank you, Ron Smith. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love here, Cowboy Nation.
Eagle fans right now.
We had this game, man. We had it.
Philly 500, respect to him.
We had this game.
Now
And
the,
the Eagles,
now the tears,
They are dethroned.
cry,
So,
Eagles, cry. This is what we're talking about.
That's
Cry,
it. We are no longer the defending champions. We are
get
done.
the fuck out.
And
Eagle fans,
I-
respect to who's following the team.
Congratulations
We'll
to
see
the
who
New Orleans
stays on
Saints on
board. I
winning
know
this
Philly
game.
5 will. I know LT definitely will. I know Desert Eagle will.
You're better than us.
We'll see if Cowboy Legends does.
Couldn't stop him on third down.
We'll see what team he can jumps on.
Had our chance.
Maybe he get the Mahomes jersey yet? I don't know. Anyways, I know he's talking about that. Anyways, listen, much love to these guys.
We're repeating.
But now they're on this couch with us, all right? We got 5, they got 1, and neither of us are current NFL Super Bowl champions, and that sucks. Not for them,
I would like to see Schwartz.
for the Cowboys. That's what it matters.
Jessica.
Sucks.
Oh, thank you, man.
What happened?
She said she put too much MCF rate on her page. She couldn't put any more.
Which one? Which one was that?
Oh,
The Desert?
Not sure.
Because Desert Eagle got flooded. I mean, he almost had to half his views were like Cowboy trolls, MCF. Hey, listen, we're having fun with Desert Eagle. He comes on here, we'll have fun. Listen, let me. I know. We want LT guy, our resident Eagle. He's gonna want to. I don't know if he wants to come on. I don't know how he feels about this right now, but obviously he's down.
And they just lost right
I know.
So.
Listen, it's up to you, man. When you want in, you let me know, and we'll let you have your say here on MCF because you've been a loyal, watcher here, a supporter of the channel. I know you don't support the Cowboys,
Yes.
so we make that clear. But
Now, I will say
much
one
love
thing.
to you, man. And hey, we have a spot right here for you and Philly 5 and Desert Eagle sitting here on the couch with us. Trust me, we didn't want to be on this goddamn couch. We wanted to be in New Orleans right now beating their ass. But, we cried yesterday, and we got to now turn the page and look forward. And so you guys cry today. You guys are going to need a lot of tissues. It's going to be a bad Monday for you guys. It's going to be a bad Monday for us, but now at least we got a buffer. And, it's back to day one now for our Dallas Cowboys. Today's day one for our Dallas Cowboys. And that's it. We got a head start on everybody else, I guess.
Yes.
Against the Eagles and on that side of things.
Again, just another... Again... Just look at it this way, though. Again, NFC.
He's not down.
Look how competitive they were. Look how much fun, so to speak, these games were. And look at the AFC. Look at the total ass beatings they were. I mean, that's it. It just the Colts had their butts handed to them. The Chargers had their butts handed to them.
We were getting our butts handed to us. If you look at the stats and the way things kind of broke down.
And so were the Saints for a while there until they came back.
No, I know.
We were doing all right. And anyway, we're not getting into that again. We have a whole off season to get into that. So no, I mean LT, and again, we understand, and we definitely understand your point of view. Like you're definitely looking positive towards the rest of what next year is going to bring you guys. The future looks good. Future looks bright for you, but right now,
That's the wrong thing.
I mean, I don't know. Still, again, we understand that the future definitely looks bright for our Cowboys as well. We definitely have a lot of key players that are going to stay, that are going to help this team continue to grow. Hopefully get past, just one playoff win. That's the goal. But now,
playoff win. We got playoff wins. We got to get past the divisional round. We got to get the NFC Conference Championship. And as a Cowboy fan, you shoot for the stars all the time. That's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So really, with the team we have and the abilities and the probabilities we have, and after this shitty coached on offense, especially season and offensive line issues. There's no reason with an upgraded offensive coordinator and quarterback coach that we cannot have a much better year, and a much better means conference championship / Super Bowl run.
Along with a few other things, I think.
But we're gonna keep most of these guys we're talking about here on this list, and
do you want to talk about that real quick?
I mean, I'll just bounce it real quick. This is discussing
and let us know what you guys think as far as, because again, this is what we think the Cowboys are going to do.
If LP doesn't...
What do you guys feel, the
LP
Cowboys should do?
is also, might retire. Yeah. So, our long snapper.
Dak was the best player yesterday, fifth quarter. And the thing is, again, I said, I was telling Fiance that I think Zeke really suffered from being hurt. Like, he just didn't have the same power that he usually has. Like, we saw him not get that 1 yard that he usually makes, with his eyes closed and one hand tied behind his back. But we saw Zeke struggle, and we saw why. After that big, 4th and 1 early on, we saw him really limping. I think that he lost a little bit of that power. So it looks like LT is in the Discord.
Yeah, I'll get you. I'm just going to say real quick, Jeff Swaim, they're going to probably let him go. Let him walk. You know what I mean?
Not surprisingly, Jarwin stepped up.
I think Beasley depends on the offensive coordinator.
If they
what kind of guy you want. Yeah, I mean, someone like Tavon, they like him, so they're going to probably keep him as well. Cameron Fleming, he, back up. He kind of was okay. So they probably let, depending on his money. I mean, I think he is for another season. He's under contract, so he'll stay. I think he's restricted. I'm not really sure how that goes. We have the option on him, I think. Damian Wilson, who plays special teams and our fifth linebacker. I mean, if it's cheap enough, he's cheap enough. Why not? Rod Smith, like you said, might be going, and David Irving definitely is, probably going. Although Rand and I are on the same team on that. But even after this last thing, it's like, really. Sorry, David Irving. I mean, there's so much I can be. And again, they gave Randy Gregory a shitload of chances, but his stock isn't worth as much because he was a free agent, pickup of a practice squad, poached. Let me get LT here, guys. We are talking Cowboys, but let's talk about our NFC East hated opponent rival. They finally got knocked out. So even though we're still down and out, at least we can at least like the fact that they're also out of the playoffs. They're dethroned officially. And listen, we were just having fun with the Eagle fans. We know they had a tough year, and it was a tough situation here. They had a good rebound. Get in the playoffs.
LT, what's up, brother?
LT in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well in Sierra. You know how I am. I never get too high or never get too low. At the end of the day, we faced a good Saints team that I think has the capability to go all the way. And, what we ran into is exactly what I told you last night when you guys lost to the Rams. You lost to a team that had the opportunity to prepare for you for extra time, to get ready for you. So it was already going to be a tougher game, and you had to go into their house. So So it was going to be more challenging. And this is why the regular season matters.
Yes.
The regular season matters. It means
Positioning.
something to get that first or that second seed. When you have to come in, sneaking through the back door as a 6th seed, that means you're going to be on the road the whole way. Even if we would have got the Cowboys, we would have had to go to Dallas to play you guys anyway. So we knew it was going to be a tough road. And frankly, I think most of the season was bad. We had the Super Bowl hangover. We've been living fat, you know. We've had all year to be able to talk about the fact that we won a Super Bowl. We weren't as hungry this year early on. When our backs was against the wall, you saw that we got hungrier. And our team started to perform. You know what I'm saying? Ended up winning about 6 out of the last 7 games until this game that we lost. So at the end of the day, man, I'm really proud of my guys for showing fight. I think win or lose, look, only one team can win it all. The only thing that we all ask for, I know you guys as Dallas Cowboys fans ask for, is that your team go out there and show some fight and actually compete. And when we lost to this team 48-7, we didn't see that. And that is more hurtful than anything. That's even more hurtful than this loss, to be honest with you. When your team goes out there and they just look like complete garbage and completely gets murdered, that hurts. I'm pretty sure it hurt when you guys lost to the Colts. Yeah, yes, they hurt you guys. But when you lost to the Colts and got hit hard like that, there's something about that when you see your team kind of give up. And for us to come out, still show fight after we were 4-6. We went out to Dallas, we lost another game. But other than that, we won all the rest down the stretch, got in the playoffs, got a wonderful block in Chicago to get to this point, and really came out here and fought hard against the Saints. I know that we lost Brandon Brooks, and that hurt losing the All-Pro. Man, that hurt. Our offense was really moving early on, and then we lost one of our All-Pro O tackles, and after that, it just couldn't seem to put it together offensively. We did, still have chances. Alshon, it's got to come up with some of those catches. Some of the other guys got to step up too. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think it's a good year. Lose your quarterback again and still come out and fight. I'm very, very proud of my team.
Yeah, no, man, you got to give respect on that, on everything you said, man. I mean, for sure. And, you guys made it way farther than you guys thought what you would be, like you said, when you were 4-6. But again, you didn't, you weren't able to beat us. We got, and that made a difference too in your placement. Like you said, regular season does matter. And every game matters. Every game that you might not even be playing sometimes matters. We might not play the Rams the whole year, but if at the end it's a 1-game difference like for the Bears, if they would have been that team with the bye, it changes the whole complexion of the whole thing, of the whole playoffs. So you're right. You play for positioning to be able to prepare and get the rest and that. And when we got that opportunity 2 years ago, we failed on that. And I think that's coaching and preparation. That's a whole different thing. But man, LT, much love, seriously. Even though you're an Eagle fan, we still love you, man, here at MCF, and we appreciate you dropping in here. I understand that your perspective. You're actually not too down because of what your team showed here with the fight. And our team fought as well, especially on offense with Dak. I think most people yesterday, you really, really love Dak now. You really look at Dak.
Yeah, you really see what Dak's made of.
The ones that really look at what happened yesterday and see everything else crumbling around him, and who was the only guy standing up was Dak. Over the coaches, over the defense, it was Dak. Dak kept us in that game, so. And those things, you got to take the good things out of your season, good things out of these games, no matter how disappointing or horrible it ends up being or heartbreaking, and move forward to the next season, man. So much love, LT.
Yeah, so for you guys, man, they sold out, right? They sold out to stop Zeke. I think, what do you have, like less than 50 yards?
47.
Right, so obviously they sold out to stop, the number one threat on your team, and then they put it in Dak's hands, and Dak, he was able to perform, and I think that was fine. I think getting back to my Eagles, I think for us as fans, we saw the Super Bowl victory, and I think that made us all, like, when you have these type of losses, but you won a Super Bowl, that hunger, it helps. It's very difficult when you haven't won in a long time, and you finally get a shot, and you can finally see it, taste it, and then you lose. It's like, and that's how I used to feel. All of my losses were so much more, they had so much more weight before this last year. So it's nice to have that one. And I think, frankly, our team felt that too. So now it'll be good to get back in the hungry zone, go back and get to a place where you're no longer the champion. We no longer have to deal with the number one schedule. We don't have to deal with a lot of what we dealt with this year, and hopefully we can come back healthy and then make another go at it, man. Because we're gonna be here, man, for the next.
Oh, I know. I agree.
I think I thought that our window was open with Wentz in maybe about 3 to 5 years. So I thought it was maybe 2020 in the 20s we'd be ready. But I think our window's open now. A lot of fans, they got to remember, Jay Ajayi, where was he? Our top 2 or 3 corners and DBs, where were they?
I do think you're going to lose a lot of these guys, though, in the offseason. I do think you're going to lose a lot of these guys.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. We got to make a lot of moves, but every team does.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'll say is I think, like I said, the future's bright overall. And we'll come back swinging next year. I think we got a good set of coaches. We showed a lot of fight, and like I said, I'm real pleased with the team. But it's going to be an interesting off season. Hey, before I let you go, man, who do you think is going to end up in the Super Bowl?
I think it's it's in New Orleans, and somehow I think the Saints are going to get there. But I can't overlook what McVay did with the Rams and the way he picked us apart. He really tore our defense apart with his offensive, just his scheme and everything he did, the way he broke us down. I mean, it was really a mastermindful situation. And I don't know, that's tough on the NFC. I think the AFC, I hate to say it, I just think somehow the New England Patriots are going to win, and they're going to get to the Super Bowl. I think the NFC team wins. So I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say the Rams I'm going to say the Rams win in New Orleans and they beat the Patriots. That's what I'm hoping for, at least at this point. I mean, what about you, LT? What do you think?
Yeah, so for me, 2 things. Number one, it's really tough to go against Tom Brady, period. And so when my team beat Brady, that was just everything to me. But it's really tough to beat him. So I got the Pats coming out of the AFC. And the NFC, I like the Rams. The thing that I don't think anyone factored in, and I hope that the Saints are paying attention, but the Rams' run game is a lot different than the Eagles' run game. No Ajayi, no Clement, right? When all you have to do is Sproles and Smallwood, they are a lot different than Sproles and Smallwood. So hopefully, we get our backs back and we can be more effective. I think the Rams will be more effective. That kid, C.J. Anderson, was balling. I don't think teams were ready for him and that power that he brought to the game. So I think that that's something that the Saints are going to struggle with. It'll be Pats and Rams, and then I think the experience of the Pats and the hunger of the Pats, I think ultimately they'll be able to get it done this year, unfortunately, and win. What would it be, their 6th ring?
Yeah, and that's why I can't even fathom that. I cannot. I mean, I can see it happening. I just don't want to see it happening. So I got to go Rams and just say I hope somebody in the NFC beats them. As long as it wasn't your Eagles, I gotta say. I'm sorry.
Hey, I hear you, man. I know you couldn't have allowed that, and hey, man, you would have never heard the end of it if we would have went back to back.
Even if you guys had won this game in a way, it would have been unbelievable. We beat you guys twice, yet you still got farther than us. It's like, oh. But hey, I'm gonna say one thing, and he's coming here. He's coming to our area, guys. Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. We're gonna talk about that, but he's coming to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, he's going to be the Pro Bowl coach. And guess who's going to be at the Pro Bowl? MCF is going to be there. So they might hear from us. They might have to throw me out of the fucking thing. I don't know. But I'm if I see Linehan, he's going to hear me. Trust me. Anyway.
I hear you, man. But hey, I just saw someone in the chat really quickly that said that they talked about you went up by this many points so it hurts more. No, it doesn't. It all hurts the same, dog. Whether you lose by one or whether think about it, like in Chicago, the way that they lost, losing by a field goal block, are you serious? Like, they all hurt. Right. It really doesn't matter to that end, but, we'll
it's that same feeling, yeah.
We come back and we battle on. But like I said, my number one point, I'm going to let you go. Number one point is, man, you got to get that 1 or that 2 seed. That gives you the best chance. Yeah. You got a home game, you get to prepare, and then you get the opportunity to move in. We got that last year. We won the Super Bowl. We didn't have it this year. We lost in the playoffs. It is what it is. Yeah. But, hey, man, you be cool. I'm going to let you go ahead and get back on to everybody else that's waiting to get some time in, man. It's always good going back and forth with you. I'll be here chilling in the chat, man. You be cool now.
Good, man. Much love, LT. Peace. And 2019, it's on again. It's on again. Much love,
Absolutely.
Man. Yeah, and DJ's in the house, too. DJ Crown J is in the house. I would love, hey, DJ, man, much love to you, man. If you're here, if you hear me, man, let me know. You didn't really hear from you yet about what's going on. I know you're kind of taking a hiatus right now from YouTube, but let us know how you feel about this whole situation and what your thoughts are, man. Yeah!
Oh, man. Somebody would have told us after we beat the Saints that the hero in the playoffs and the defense were going to fold. I'd have told them that they was lying. last year, boo, Todd Gurley breaks for another big touchdown. In a row, Todd Gurley breaks for another big touchdown. Week of practice. Defense that we have, regardless of who or regardless of what they was doing, running or passing, no. They're saying we practice for Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley's a running back. C.J. Anderson a running back. Running backs are running back. That's for running up the gut, man. C.J. Anderson is a fat. I mean, oh my God, man. I don't even know where to start. Look, man. Listen, man. Oh, Chris Richard, man. I know they love him. But, man, listen, man. We love Chris Richard for what he did to this team. The talent you see on this team, still that good, whether Chris Richard is there or not. You can't. Chris Richard doesn't own Jalen Smith talent. On LVE talent. Tank had 14 sacks before Chris Richard got here. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of things that you got to take into consideration. Adjustments from our defensive coordinators, Ron Marinelli or Chris Richard. There was no in-game adjustments. It was just sad. Probably 80% sure that Ron Marinelli was responsible for Sean Lee being in that game long as he was. I mean, hey, man. First of all, I'm not going to congratulate the Rams. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say 10-6. I'm not giving trophies for participation. I'm not giving trophies for none of that. I don't give a damn about it. I don't care. I don't care how good we did. The only thing coming back from 3-5 did for me was show that we can have a better record in 2019-2020 season. It didn't do nothing for the playoffs. I'm not going to say at least we had a winning season. Those participation trophies, those are for cowards and punks.
Agreed.
We don't want no participation trophy. They can take that NFC East title and put it where the sun don't shine. I don't care nothing about it because the only thing stuff like that does without actually winning the big one with just
Jason
tipping the iceberg, it keeps Jason Garrett and possibly Lanahan a job.
I muted
That's all that type of stuff does.
So
and flopping in the playoffs is not beneficial for us. One, we don't get the ring, and two, we get to keep the same damn coaches. It's just that simple,
Don't forget, we also get a harder schedule too. Just letting you know.
And a harder schedule. So
it is what it is.
I don't know what happened with the defense. I didn't see no in-game adjustment from neither one of those guys. Byron Jones became a Pro Bowler and just said, screw the rest of the season. Clear as day. Chido Awuzie played better than Byron Jones yesterday, hands down. Chido Bay has been playing better than Byron Jones the last 3 games, in my opinion. I don't know. You'll be a fool to give DeMarcus Lawrence a whole bunch of money. You'll be a damn fool to give him a whole bunch of money. Simple as that. You want to make sure Ezekiel Elliott is happy first. That's first and foremost.
I got a question, DJ, because I've been saying this, and I think our defense definitely didn't have the right adjustments, and there were some issues there. But the offensive linemen said that they knew. I'm going to talk about it today, but they knew our plays because a lot of different things. The way we lined up tipped them off. I'm going to talk about that later, but Sean McVay was watching our entire defense every single play. I said this the whole week. I don't know if you were listening during the week, but the 15-second clock when it cuts off on his ear, he was feeding him our defense, and we never made an audible like we did in Seattle. We never did it. We never prepared for something that even we knew here in MCF. We read about it, and you know what's happening. You know what they're doing. We saw it on TV in the middle, at the end of the game. They already went the whole game. And so, in my opinion, the combination of those lack of adjustments going up against a mastermind offensive coordinator who is also adjusting like in play, he's adjusting the quarterback. It was a very difficult situation. We did not come full force. Richard did claim yesterday he messed up. And him and we know it's also Marinelli. He's taking the hit for everybody, but Marinelli messed up, Richard messed up, and they did not make enough adjustments. I don't think that should be enough to like just shit on them because the season we've had was very good. But Marinelli, I mean, I think he kind of was the major issue on the defensive front because he works with those front linemen, and they were getting destroyed by the linemen, an average group of linemen who admitted how they broke us down, and they got to the second level and blocked linebackers. So it made our linebackers look like crap. On top of them playing not to their best level, and on top of the coaches on defense not adjusting. So for this game for sure. I mean, I get your feel, but I just wanted to throw it out there. What did you think about that? And the fact that we're facing someone like McVay, who is a mastermind.
I phoned my brother during the game yesterday, and my brother said, look at Sean McVay. Hands on his knees, eyes squinch, looking at our defense. And then he started. My brother said, I think he's reading our defense right now. My brother saw that during the game and said, I think he's reading the defense. Yes, I don't know.
He was.
So, I mean, just to see, and Marinelli, the front line, that's his baby. He lives and breathes that, man. Besides scheme, they played terrible.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Man, Sean Lee wasn't effective at all.
No, if anything, again, every single time Sean Lee has been out there and
he's
forcing
hurt
LVE to split time, LVE has looked like crap.
Yeah, and a bad play by Jeff Heath at the end, that Jeff Goff first down. Jeff Heath wasn't even looking at him. He was like sitting there.
He was glitching like he was in Madden.
Yeah, exactly. He was
standing there like it was a glitch.
He's stuck there. He's stuck in the ground for like an extra half a second. And then Sean Lee went and started cut the sideline out from Goff. What the fuck is that? I mean, I just don't understand this.
I don't know. Sean Lee is gone. These guys.
Coach Lee.
Nah. We'll see.
Coach Lee.
Offense. Okay, here we go. First of all, the quarterback, Dak Prescott going forward. I'm okay with Dak Prescott going forward. What Dak has shown me in these past couple of games, these 2 playoff games.
Yes. He's the real deal.
Every quarterback has fuck-ups. I mean, it is what it is. Games, Dak has done enough to win both.
He's a winner.
Enough to win last week, which we did. He did enough last night to win.
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, that hit he took it. The kid is so big and strong and resilient. Dak Prescott. Here's a couple of things about Scott Linehan, right? Okay, here we go. My brother, and when they threw that ball out to Tavon and he got nowhere, my brother said, that's it. And I said, why would you do that play? First of all, why is Jordan Lewis on punt return every time?
The Linehan play. I don't
know. Because they badly punted. Kick return. Why is Jordan Lewis back there? Why you ain't got your speed guy back there? Jordan Lewis not faster than Tavon. First of all, the one play you use with Tavon, when you throw it out to him, I mean, I don't even understand. And then we got one first down with Zeke. You run Zeke right in the direction of one of the best non-quarterback players in the NFL.
Exactly. We ran into the teeth into Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald, and right behind Joe Looney and Connor Williams, like the 2 guys you don't want to run behind. What the fuck? And they said this is part of their game plan the whole year. It's been working. Are you fucking retarded, Jason Garrett? Again, I'm sorry. Jason Garrett and Linehan are responsible for that.
Exactly.
And Aaron Donald. I mean, I don't even understand. At that point, when Jason Garrett knows to play, as a coordinator, let's go to the outside. That's not going to work.
Right.
RPO, give it back. First of all, the Rams defensive ends are not beasts.
Correct. And the whole week I've been saying, guys, by percentages, by percentage and runs, average yards per run, the outside is obvious. There's literally 16 games of proof that running to the outside is what works against the Rams. Cowboys didn't do it that much. They did a little bit, and then they stopped, and they ran to the teeth when it was the most important. Damn.
And when we ran that touchdown.
Yep.
And you know what? I've been saying all year that Linehan would hold Dak back from doing what he want to do. Yep. But last night, I changed my mind. It was clear as day. they are holding Dak back and just sticking to their guns. When Dak overthrew, I think it was Amari Cooper. It was somebody. The ball went through his hands.
Yeah,
Maybe it was a tight end or something.
He had a lot of open field.
I think it was Cooper.
At open field for at least 8, 9, 10, 11,
That's
12 yards.
down.
And he just stood there. Didn't get it. I didn't understand why he stood there, man.
They're trying to make him a pocket passer. When he was out on the run, when he was in a moving pocket, when he extended the play, touchdown.
You saw
or
the
big
magic
play,
between him and
first
Gallup,
down. Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, there's no comparison. When you see Dak, anybody can tell you, even we had children on this Discord last night seeing things that Linehan don't, and Garrett approves. Oh. He approves that. I mean, Garrett allows it. So we need to get an offensive coordinator. I think we can be better, a much better team. And Dak is a winner. You're right. And we've been saying this too. He's proven it to us time after time after time. He's the most winning quarterback in the clutch. I mean, what more can you ask for when he's had shit to work with, you know? And so that is my thing. I want to judge Dak fairly, the most fair possible, but it's hard when everything around him, bad offensive line, and I don't want to use it. No Zeke last year. The shitty play calling, they're switching on him every year. He has no quarterback coach. I mean, these things are major reasons why Dak is where, you know, it's not even much better than where he's at. And already he's very good.
Exactly.
And I'm glad you're on board, DJ.
I'm going to tell you something crazy, though. Here's the crazy part, man. The Rams weren't that good. Sean McVay just did a better job at coaching.
Yes.
Because Jared Goff did not have a crazy big game. 186 yards. It's not really a big game.
Remember the other game? I'm going to tell you this: 192 yards. You know who got that on us? 192 was Andrew Luck against the Colts.
Sean McVay, he put on a clinical coaching yesterday. He showed why he's in the position he's in. He showed why the Rams' record is what it is. And here's another thing that shows you coaching is the key. Running back wasn't even the lead rusher yesterday. Coaching. I mean, I just don't understand. I just don't understand what Jerry Jones needs to see. I mean, for one, we know Jason Garrett isn't going anywhere.
Justin, you're right.
Lanahan. Then you're not going anywhere. You're just not going anywhere. Somebody said something yesterday. I was watching somebody's video. New coach will matter because Jerry Jones is still here and he still make all the damn decisions. I mean, I just don't get it. Dak Prescott was the Dallas Cowboys MVP yesterday. He kept us in the game. Damn near brought us back. He was balling. Zeke, I don't know. I've been saying all year we disagreed. I said Zeke looked a little chubby. And last week in the Seahawks game, Zeke broke for a run to the outside. Got caught. He broke for a run and got ran down last week. Zeke from 2 years ago wouldn't have not got caught. And yesterday, I don't know, man. Zeke.
We gotta admit, though, I mean, he definitely.
I mean,
Fiance has a view on that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't think it's because he is chubby and stuff. I think again the ground and pound, the wear and tear. You know, we've seen him limping for half the season, but after that big 4th and 1 we had, I saw Zeke move in a way that we haven't seen. Like,
make sure you make it clear the 4th and 1. Which one? Because
it was
in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was the first quarter. Yeah, it was really early on in the game, and
he got up and he was limping, and after that point,
after that, like you said, we haven't seen him really get that same amount of power.
Yeah,
that's
he got
really
stuck
what's been
twice.
Missing.
Twice he got stuck. He couldn't put it over.
Never seen Zeke get stuck
on
like
the goal line
before.
once. On that 4th and 1, we ran. But again, he ran into the teeth of the defense. Not his fault. That's what the calls are. So I think a lot of it is bad play calling that also hindered Zeke's potential for this game.
But I still think that he definitely just was more banged up than usual. So, and you know what? Maybe that's why
the whole season
like
at the end
DJ,
too.
He looks a little chunkier too because he just isn't able to work at that same level. He's a little hurt. He can't. I don't know because I didn't think he looked that chunky as the season went on. He definitely started off a little buttery there at the season.
Well, I mean, I think that it's just, go ahead, man.
For me, Zeke, I mean, we've been talking about him around for the past 7-8 games. Like after every first down or something, he get up, he called for the go out the game. He got that limp going on. So Zeke been pretty much banged. You know, we've been saying Zeke is the MVP of this team this year. We've been saying that forever.
He is.
Because the clinical that he puts on, the way he carried this team on his damn back, you know, because the coaches can't do nothing. Dak Prescott was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys yesterday because he the one kept up in the game.
Correct.
If it wasn't for Dak, we wouldn't even start 22.
And exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say is that Zeke, as a season, the regular season, and even the playoffs, Zeke is the MVP, but Dak Prescott is the leader. He's the leader, and he's the coach, and he's the guy that everyone believes in. They don't believe in Garrett. They believe in Garrett because Dak believes in Garrett. That's why.
Yeah. I think they follow Dak. I really believe this team does follow Dak Prescott.
I agree. They do. They never seen a fourth-round quarterback do something like this. In Dallas, the first year he was here, anywhere. And I think people know what he's about, and they see it on the field. Some people hate him. Some people love him. Doesn't matter. He is what he is. He's a winner. He's a winner, and we got him on the team. And we need to get a better maybe somebody who can trim up a little bit on the quarterback fundamental stuff. And as a QB coach and an offensive coordinator is going to use him the right way.
So, but we have some people in the chat here saying basically Zeke is going to have a short shelf life because we're not using him with the fullback. But possible. Eric has a question for us.
Eric Gonzalez, first of all, thank you, Eric Gonzalez, the $5 drop. Thank you, man. You're up on the board. I'm going to put you up on there now. But what's the question?
He says, here's a question. I have Dak at 250, 260 pounds. On the fourth and short plays, why are we not running quarterback sneaks? Now,
great point.
I do think he weighs less than that now. I think that was his weight in 2017.
But still, we should use him more often.
But exactly, your point still stands. Why don't we use him more? I mean,
let's use him on the opposite side of Sue, wherever Donald is not.
Again,
that's a first down.
Keeps going back to that same.
Right there.
What was that?
That they ran Zeke into Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald.
Yes.
Who the hell do they think Zeke is? He's only this man. I mean, I'm gonna say this before I get out of here, man. God Almighty, man. We got the quarterback. We got both wide receivers. Michael Gallup and Dak is finally there. Mm-hmm. They finally there, in my opinion. We got the wide receiver.
Remember what I said at the beginning of the DJ? Remember I said at the beginning of the year, Gallup, when he had only the one number twos. Remember I said he'd be the number one at the end of the year. Gallup. I felt he
think Jeff Swain is out of here.
Yes,
I agree. Jarwin stepped up.
Jarwin definitely stepped up.
Rico Gathers is gone.
Gone. I think so. I agree.
The Rico experiment's over.
Yeah, I mean, just not enough. I mean, he's good blocker though. Good blocker. Still a good blocker. Just remember that.
Lanahan, we need a new offensive coordinator, man. It's just simple as that. We need somebody to understand Dak is still limited, but as the game go on, his abilities open up as the game go on. When Dak Prescott rolls out, good things happen. That's just been happening.
Yeah.
Backwards and lose yards, he overthrow or he underthrow. But when he rolls out, I don't know why. It's just what he has ability, and we need an offensive coordinator.
Correct.
So,
correct. We need that. I can understand him. Use the whole offense around those skills that he has.
Exactly.
That changes the game. It changes it. I don't care who's that slot and who's here, because Dak makes it happen.
From this century.
When he uses that dual threat, and you don't have to use it. I'm just saying when you have that fear of him, maybe he's going to run when he's out of that pocket, or he extends the play so the receivers have that extra half second to break and get separation. That's the difference right there. And we're going to have Travis Frederick back. We're going to have Connor Williams bigger. Well, I'm just saying there's good things in the future here, but we got to get a better offensive coordinator. I'm sorry to interrupt you, DJ. Go ahead.
No problem, brother. All good, man. I'm just experiment is done. I think Jeff Swain is out of here for a fact. You're probably looking at Blake Jarwin, and you're probably looking at Dalton Schultz, and man, I hate to say it, but I think Ross Smith may be gone.
Yep.
I don't know. It is what it is. I think we need a new offensive coordinator. We clearly need a new special teams coach.
Yep, that's true.
A designated guy for kick and punt return. Like, I think Tavon showed enough to come back.
I agree.
I think they can get Tavon back for cheap.
I agree.
I think somebody may offer Joe Loomis some money and he might leave.
No, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Is he a free? He's under a contract for 2 years, I think.
Who?
Looney.
We actually just signed him this past offseason for 2 years.
Yeah,
so we actually still have
at least one more year.
Lucky,
That's good. That's good. But I agree with you. Connor Williams, he's gonna get bigger. I would like to keep Cam Fleming. You know, he didn't do too bad. You know, I wouldn't have no problem with keeping Cam. Now, what we do about Suafilo? Y'all think we keeping Suafilo?
I think he might be gone because of injuries. Honestly, I mean not injuries, but because he's not going to be. We're going to develop Connor Williams, I believe. What about you, baby?
I mean, I think we might keep him if we can get him cheap, just because
The
again,
price is
depth
right.
and exactly, not just that, but realistically speaking, I can't really look towards the future and what kind of guys we might be able to get in the draft or in free agency. But I don't see us making too many moves.
I think someone's going to make a move for him. I think someone's going to give him too much money. That's my
You think
opinion.
so?
Yeah, I would love to keep him.
Yeah.
But I think someone's going to make a move for him and give him, you know, a couple $1 million, and we're not going to give him that. We're not going to give him that as a backup.
I agree. So now I want to hear your thoughts though on Tank, DJ, because Tank is kind of the one where you know where I'm hearing, you know,
That's a
like
split
oh,
50-50 on the Cowboy Nation.
I know what you already said. You don't want
So
you don't want him
heaven.
back. Honestly, I think we might have a little controversy here. I see them tagging him and him being pissed off about it.
What about you, DJ?
I want him back, but I don't want to pay him a boatload of money. In the offseason, when we had this debate, I said DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't get close to what he did this year. You cannot pay him big. Either tag him again, he's going to be pissed. He's going to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go probably. But I do think that defensive ends don't fall off trees. Right. But our defense is good enough to where we can go out and find somebody else that's going to be able, that's willing to take less money. We can't. You got to think about Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott. In my opinion, said Dak has earned $20 million. He's earned it. Curse, but man, what I saw in these playoffs, dollars. Zeke said he ready to get paid.
Yep.
You know,
can't blame him.
Is it time to pay Jalen yet?
We have one more year to pay Jalen.
And Byron Jones we have for one more year as well. Byron Jones we have one more year in the contract.
I'm slow, boy, Byron, boy.
No, but here, you know, my thing is, I think we have a lot of different people that on this defense, especially, that are going to stay here. They're going to actually stay in Dallas, and they're not going anywhere, at least for this next year. And we can make a better assessment on these guys. But we have the defense. We have Richard. And I think that's a really good base to work with there starting next year. LT. Holy
with
shit.
A giant bomb.
LT the man.
Thank you so much, LT. He said,
Much
great
love.
season. Thanks for the chats and the fun. Here's my down payment on an Eagles-Cowboys road game soon. Keep doing what you do, MCF. Like and sub chat, and never forget, die Eagles die. I had to throw that in there, LT, but much love,
man,
LT.
shout out,
and
man.
you know what? We're going to have to find a way to, hopefully if the stars align with the schedules next year,
You got to find a way to get out.
we'll be out on the road there watching the Eagles get crushed by
Somehow,
our
I don't know.
Cowboys.
I don't know. We got it because there's a lot of things in motion, you know, school and work, and a lot of things. But yes, man, one of these days it will happen. But yes, LT, and he just took the Stream Boss.
Yes.
So Philly representing on the stream. We can't change that, LT. He doesn't want to be on the board though. So
exactly.
he doesn't want to be on this beautiful cowboy, silver and blue.
By the stars.
Yeah, you know. All right, we got you. Yeah, he's a true fan for his team. We respect that, man.
Someone
but yeah,
just said, LT, do you need a friend?
Now LT and his family, thank you, man.
No,
Because really,
thank
we
you.
gotta do it. We gotta do my Cowboys and their Eagles family one of these days,
Yes.
and do something like that. Because they're really cool. LT is really good. You know, knowledgeable, fair, as non-biased you can get as a fan of the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So Eagle base is really difficult to find some good apples there, but he's one of the good ones. And much love to LT. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. Seriously. So back to DJ, our man here in the chat. Again, don't mean to cut you off, but yeah.
So still, again, as far as the Tank thing, obviously,
Yes.
you are basically saying you don't want him back. I know you just started.
Sounds
to
like
talk
he
about
said what
Byron
you
Jones.
said. Like,
You started to talk about Byron Jones, though.
That's true, Byron Jones, and what do you think about those guys?
Hey man, I want to tag Tank again, man.
Okay.
We can't give Tank no long-term contract, man.
Right.
It's just like last season. He got all those sacks. Towards the end, he started dying down. Whether he was getting doubled or not, he started dying down. There's some guys that even when they get doubled, they still get the job done. Guys you cannot control. I don't care who you put on him, he's going to get the job done.
That's true.
DeMarcus Lawrence, he hasn't earned the right for that long-term big contract. Earned it.
I mean, but so that would be. Let me say that would be 6 years with DeMarcus Lawrence, right? So then, how many more years do you sign him for then if you're going long term? in the future, let's say if you get him, let's say next year you get him and he does well, he gets 12, 13 sacks, 14 sacks, and we get him like to me it's like there's a point already you don't even there's a point where you didn't have to sign him long term anymore because will it be over the hill? Will he be too old? I don't know. It's one of those things.
Okay, y'all know how long Cowboys have been in cap hell. We've been in cap hell forever.
Yeah.
Just saying, with this young team right now, we cannot screw this up. Excited and pay guys because of their personality or how they are in the locker room, and because the Hot Boys.
LT, we love you, man.
Time ago.
Don't listen to
They
the haters.
cooled down a long time ago. Yeah, we did our thing with Russell Wilson, but we got to credit our linebackers with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because LVE and Jalen Smith had stopped a lot of touchdowns and first downs.
Yep.
So we got to credit these linebackers with a lot of things that they do too.
You're right, 100%.
With all the merchandise, the hats, the chains, and that's
Hot
silly.
Boys.
Because they're all at home now. It's all silly. You can't call the Hot Boys yourself the Hot Boys and let Andrew Luck and Jared Goff leave with the jersey clean as when they put it on.
And under 200 yards passing, happily,
Goff last night walk up in the pocket and throw. I saw him walk up in the pocket and throw. The Hot Boys cooled off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like what Antoine Woods do, but he's limited. And DeMarcus Lawrence.
His job is to
was
stop
like Cole Beasley. Beasley had a hot year. They figured him out. 2017, they shut him down. D-Law had 14 sacks. They figured him out. This year, nothing, man. Before his last sack, he went 3 games without one. Yeah, he get pressure. He get off the ball. He get up the field and tackle guys. But most of the time, the tackles are the first down. What I'm saying is DeMarcus Lawrence is an effective player. He changes the game. He changes what offensive do. They make you put an extra guy on, which should open up room for other guys. But a huge contract. We got way more important players than to pay this man that much money. He's making $17 million this year. Hell, give him 15 next year. I don't care. But that long-term thing that we'll be stuck in, I'm just not willing to do that. And somebody made a good point about Ezekiel Elliott. We are killing him.
Yep.
We are killing him, man. I'm afraid. I'm serious, y'all. Like, I don't know, man. And
that's why he's asking for his money now. That's why he's asking for his money now.
And if he's gone, then what do we do about, if Rod Smith is gone, then who takes his hits? I mean, we get somebody for cheap, but someone said earlier in the chat about change it down back. Yes, I've been saying someone like Dunbar, and I'm not saying Dunbar, but like a Dunbar type guy can catch out of the backfield. That would help out Zeke in 2 different ways. You don't have to overfeed Zeke too if you got somebody that can do those little things. And like I'm not saying again, not Darren Sproles, but someone like him. When you got Ajayi and Sproles, Sproles is a good change of pace guy. You don't have to put him too much. So we don't have that yet. Maybe in the draft, maybe a free agent, but we got to help Zeke out.
Like you said, that's why he asks for his money now. Like it's teaching these guys. These guys watching Le'Veon Bell sit out. They seeing what happened to Earl Thomas. That's why Zeke asks for his money now. He know the beating his body took this year. He know the beating he took. Look at his touches. This year. Yep. Zeke know exactly what he did. That's why he's asking for his money. You can bet his agent, his mama, and all on to tell him, son, get your money.
Yep.
They killing you out there. Zeke is the MVP of this team. He took such a big. We don't know the extent of Zeke's injury. The way Zeke gets up limping every time, that's a lingering injury that he just playing through and never said nothing about it because he wanted to be there for his team, man. This Dallas Cowboy organization waste players, and they throw them away when they done. They waste them. Now I'm glad Dak came in and did what he did, but as soon as somebody stepped up for Romo, they threw him out the door. The running back, DeMarco Murray, threw him out the door. All those years Dez was good, threw him out the door. Even with declines, threw him out the door. Dez had a decline behind me. He gave you 3 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
And I think the bigger picture about both those guys, DeMarco Murray and Dez Bryant, is that it looked like, and I would say more with Dez Bryant, the scheme or the forcing of the scheme on Dak is why Dez was inefficient. And again, he dropped some passes, and he's on some blame too on that. But the way they try to make Dak Romo in his second year was the end of Dez Bryant. and eventually the end of, thankfully, at least the end of Linehan. But I mean, that's just you see, that's where that's what having a good offensive coordinator is the biggest deal, the biggest difference. Sorry, man, go ahead. Back to you.
That's all good, brother. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And basically what I'm saying is pieces. We had the pieces this year.
Yes.
We could have beat the Rams.
Yes.
It was close.
8 points.
Scott Linehan in the beginning. This team we think the players get intimidated. No, the coaches get intimidated. And they play scared and they go to what they know. That ball that Dak threw out the Tavon was such an unnecessary play. It was not necessary. You know what? I'm not a fan of jet sweep, but I would have rather saw jet sweep than that damn play right there.
Yep. It was not down the field. That's something you know when it's a Linehan play, when it's going side to side, sideline to sideline.
I just didn't understand, and like I told you, brother, you've been saying all year, and I've been disagreeing with you. I truly saw last night how much that they really hold Dak Prescott back. They hold him back hands down. They do not let Dak just be a quarterback out there. They want Dak to run the plays that they call, and they want that to be the law.
And it pains me. It pains me inside to see that. It pained me the whole season.
Again,
Week 1, it pained me.
You know what it shows us, though? One positive thing, though, is that if you do get an offensive coordinator and someone in there who can call the shots the right way, Dak will listen. Dak will follow. Dak will shine.
What did I say a couple weeks ago? I said Dak will be a top 5 quarterback if we get the right guy in there. I mean, I don't think you. I think you can see it in Dak, and you can see it in Dak. You know, this year what he's done with nothing and still succeeded. Still, just the way he's gonna have a lot of bad games. We need somebody who can maybe fix some technical stuff. He's not perfect. He's still he's in his 3rd year. That's not an excuse. That's facts that he can still be saved with a good quarterback coach or offensive coordinator that know how to use him properly. And I think he'll grow leaps and bounds. But even more importantly, this offense will grow leaps and bounds. It will help Zeke out leaps and bounds. You know, we get our offensive line back. I'm telling you, it's going to be a different team next year in the sense of better if we get a different offensive coordinator. And that's where it really starts from. And then everything else we can complain about some of the stuff that Jerry Jones has done and the way that Garrett is a puppet and all these things. But, Garrett's role is maybe just to be that fucking motivator that Dak can get the team to get behind.
Exactly.
Really, Dak's the one that gets them behind. So he gets behind Garrett. And Garrett does, maybe that's his role, is Garrett to be that rah-rah guy. He's not that guy that can be Sean McVay or that guy. He's not going to be those guys, the more animated guy on the sideline. I will say, I like the... He went for it on 4th down, a bunch of times. At least that shows me he's got some goddamn balls. It wasn't the best call. Linehan can be thanked for that, but he got some balls. I gotta give Garrett that much credit. So what do you think about that in Garrett there, DJ?
I like it, man. He didn't hesitate. He went straight to it. Like the first time he went for it, I said you got to go for it. Garrett didn't even think about it. He didn't talk to nobody. He just kept his guys out there.
I like that.
I really like the fact that Jason Garrett did that. And another point you said earlier this year on one of your shows that I paid attention to. Like, I don't know, that's kind of a reach. But before they let Dak take out running, and when we say he hold the ball too long, I think they want Dak to go through all his reads first.
Yes, that's true. That's what they want him to do. They want him to go through every single read that are very predictable reads, and everybody's sitting on the routes. So there's no escape.
And I paid attention to that last night. I had to go through all his reads. Jerry, here's the thing, honestly. Jerry, the moments are too bright for him. I think if you give Jason Garrett a good offensive coordinator that he can bounce off of, he will be okay.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett is just a good guy that don't want to step on nobody's toes.
He's the representative. He's the representative of the coaching staff in the Cowboys. He's the rep. He's the
truly believe that's just the type of guy that Jason Garrett is, and I think if he has a good OC, Jason Garrett will really, okay. We've seen Jason Garrett be pretty good when it comes to offensive coordinator.
Yeah, back when Tony Romo was the coordinator.
Yeah, my last point, and I'm gonna go, man. I'm overall disappointed in the organization, and I say that because
I expect it.
In the midst of this right here, your owner goes out and buys a yacht. What Jerry Jones do with his personal money? to see what happens after this to keep your team motivated, because this puts in the air that it's okay. Right, look, man, we the Cowboys, we America's team. I'm gonna buy y'all. This is a bad time to be out doing that type of stuff when your team playoff heading to the second round when we haven't been able to get past them forever. Timing. It was like the Beasley album. Bad timing. And that's what this organization was just ridiculous. That's the, I mean, look at Mr. Kraft. They don't do this type of stuff. Other owners, they don't do this type of stuff. And when Jerry Jones does, he makes sure that the media knows about it. He wants them to know. He doesn't promote it. Therefore, there's no motivation to the team. Like I say, no knock to Jason Garrett, but Jason Garrett is not a real motivational guy. That's why the players hype themselves up so much. Fight, scratch, and claw speech every time. He's a good guy. He's a good football player. That's all Jason Garrett gonna give you. He's somebody that really had. When I saw Christian Sharp doing the LVE and Sean Lee yesterday,
yes, that's
a
real
head coach.
And it's not even about the animation. It's more about the fact that, he means business, and it's like, the players will get behind that. They will get behind that. Mm-hmm. I think more than they will someone like the way Garrett is, unless they got someone like Dak to kind of help that process through, and I think that's what he has there in Dallas. And like you said, I think he's maybe the right piece for this team
the type of
for a couple of years, and we have no choice. Yeah,
and that's one of the intangibles a coach needs, because again, you can't teach that kind of thing.
I only say this only because of the recent improvement of Garrett, the recent kind of changes towards the end of the season. Not if you go back before this, hell no, Garrett needs to go. But I'm saying because we know he's going to be signed on for a little bit longer here, because the extension might only be 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. And with Richard there, maybe creeping up, they want to see if Garrett has it. Maybe they're not going to give him a big extension. I don't think when he gets the extension, it's not going to be a big one. So yeah, we'll get stuck with Garrett for another 3 years. We got him for another 1 year, no matter what, and then he's going to get extended from that. So you got another 2 years, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe we wait until we see what Richard does and Garrett does one more year, which is what I would do if I was Jerry Jones, and hope that then you give him the extension if he does it, if it works well with Richard and all that. Because I think still, Garrett has to show, he's taken the coin toss this year, and when we won it, we deferred. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it helps your team out. He's tried to at least fix this team on offense a little bit, not enough, but a little bit. So he's taking steps in the right direction, going for it on fourth down without even hesitating. Good. We clap for you, Garrett. But again, outside of, and again, I will say he's dropped the clapping shit, and he's over there just getting in the refs' faces, being more animated, being more representation for his team.
I just hope that these changes we've seen, will they hold to
stay?
Next year? Exactly.
Will they stay? Well, it's just an act.
Yesterday, when they called the grass on Dak with bullshit.
Garrett was out there.
No, when Tank went across the line, he stepped back.
Yeah.
He asked when they called it. He was on them. And I liked it, that, man. But I need more than that. I don't just need you to be vocal with the refs. I need you to be vocal when your team screws up. Yeah. I need you to let them know that it's not okay.
Right. Everything's not just like.
Down the crap.
Yes. He's
but
right.
Be vocal. See, I've seen a lot of fans say, scream at grown men. A lot of the Garrett supporters, I ain't gonna call no name. You can't scream at grown men. You can't do this. Well, Christian Sharp did it yesterday, and they didn't take it as disrespect because they know it's true passion to win.
Correct.
There's a difference between an asshole and for your team to be good. And they saw that in Christian Sharp yesterday, and that's why when he was screaming down the throat, Charlie was in agreement because there wasn't no disrespect. Sean Lee didn't feel disrespected. He know Christian Sharp has true passion. Sean Lee know that what they were doing was garbage out there, and they deserve to be screamed at. So that's the difference between a coach just being an asshole because he can. As according to Josh, whatever he is with the page, they say he's an asshole. There's a difference between that and what Christian Sharp offered. Yeah. And I think Christian Sharp can be a head coach one day. They can move him up to the offense coordinator, even though he's a defensive. Anybody but Lanahan, man.
I definitely think that when someone shows that kind of passion as a coach, whatever it may be, people might most players will take it the right way and say, I'm following this guy. This is a guy they can get behind, and they trust and get behind. They see him putting out that kind of emotion and push and passion, then they want to do that too. You don't see that from your head coach. It does. Sometimes that does hold your team back in some ways. That's why they get hyped up before the game, the way DJ said. So, man, I appreciate everything, DJ. Man, any last closing words? Man, you've made some great points here. And we're just happy you were even on here, man, just because I know you kind of taken a little step back for the time being, but we hope to see you around. And guys, make sure you sub up to Fifth Quarter Cowboys because he is not gone. He ain't gone.
Oh, I'm not gone, man. Just taking a break from doing the videos for a while, man. You know, last words, man. You know, I've said even when we won game that I was looking forward to having a new QB next year. I gotta say I wouldn't have nobody besides number 4 because of what he brought to the table.
That's right.
I'm gonna say this. Our team let our quarterback down yesterday. Our coaches let our quarterback down as they've been doing for the past 2 years. And it's a damn shame that you got a guy with the passion to play the game and put his body on the line 2 weeks in a row like Dak. You notice every time Dak is in the red zone, he don't care what's in front of him. Remember last year he did the front flip and damn near landed on his head?
Yep.
Last week Arizona. He got flipped sideways. This week he took it head-to-head. That's a guy that just does what he does for the team and put his body on the line. And I think that's why the defense respect him. Zach Martin said it last week. A guy that puts his body on the line like that right there for his team is a guy that he can get behind.
Yes.
And that's why I'm happy to have Prescott as our quarterback and wouldn't have nobody else. By the way, April, when I'll be popping back up, I'm doing I'm starting a real podcast on my Fifth Quarter Cowboys channel beginning of April.
Very cool.
Before the draft starts.
That's awesome, bro. Yes. April.
Yeah, man. You know, it's gonna be if probably March, but definitely if not March, I know at the beginning of April. I'm gonna be starting a full podcast, you know, to where people can call in and all that good stuff. And just appreciate y'all letting me come on, man. I was so tempted to make a video, man, because I was devastated, man. I was up all night, man. You know, I wasn't mad. I was just
it hurts.
Disappointed.
It
Hurting.
Yeah, I was disappointed in the organization, or the organization will fail again, man. It's always when we have the good players and right when we think we can do it, you know, Jason Garrett, and they be like, nope, let's go back to the, you know, what we know best, baby. We can't make it past this round. And I never stopped rooting for the team, but asked to do something about this, man. I mean, I think Lanahan may be gone. Do we know Garrett ain't going nowhere? But he gone this time. Once again, appreciate y'all letting me come through here, man. And we're gonna see what we're gonna do next season, man.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully we come in this thing better next season. And man, you know, don't blame the team. You know, blame the organization, man. We got the players, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
And much love, DJ.
Thank you, DJ, as always. Thanks for coming on, guys. Fifth Quarter Cowboys, go subscribe to him.
On YouTube.
Link is in the description, guys.
Yes, guys. Thank you, DJ. We'll be seeing a lot from him in April, guys. This on his channel. A lot of podcast drafts, starting with the draft stuff.
Don't call it a comeback.
But yeah, no matter what, you never know. He still might pop up once in a while.
Yes.
You know, he comes up on. He might come up here and there on MCF or South of Heaven's channel. Check it out, guys. Sub up to him too. There's always some fun late night stuff going on there.
Well. Thank you,
yeah,
man.
South of Heaven. We're gonna have we're gonna have ourselves some guys. If you guys wanna in the future, man, we think about different things and maybe bringing some people on and doing different things like that in the off season. You know, kind of making it relaxing, but also discussion and Cowboys, and you guys get more of a say on here
guys,
as well.
because one thing about this draft I think is a little interesting. One, Cowboys solidify that they give away a 27th round pick to the Oakland Raiders for Amari Cooper.
27th round pick for Amari Cooper. Give it to me.
Definitely pretty good. And
Thank
secondly,
goodness.
draft needs, I mean, do we really have like one position that like absolutely screams out at you, oh my God, if we don't get this, the whole season falls apart? Because honestly, I don't think there's any single position. And that's a great spot to be in.
But there's a lot of places we can definitely get help.
No, that's I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying
right.
that last year we were like heading into the draft, like looking at this, like, oh my God, we had 2 or 3 positions where we clearly could have upgraded. Wide receiver, obviously, guys, because that's what we got this time. Linebacker, right? And we all thought safety as well. So honestly, again, safety I think is still a high priority, but Earl Thomas? Again, we're going to get into all that discussion.
I'm
the only
sure
reason
in
I
the
say it
offseason,
is because
we will.
Cowboy Nation, one of the first things they said was, Earl Thomas. We'll definitely talk to you guys about all the possibilities, draft, free agent signings, all of it, guys.
So let me go on some stuff here about with Chris Richard, all right? He was caught up with the other day by Mike Leslie, and he said he was asked how the interviews went, and he was polite and said that they went well. Then he asked Chris Richard if he had a favorite out of all those teams that he was interviewed by. Chris Richard said, without missing a beat, he said this, quote, "Yeah, I do. It's this team right here." And he pointed towards the Cowboys locker room. In Richard we trust. And we said that from day one right here. And I think he's the key to maybe waking this team up to that where we want to be, guys. Number 6. However we do it, whether it's defensive coordinator or beyond. I don't know. We need him on there, guys. He said he's letting his agent handle all that interview stuff. He's going to be focused on the Cowboys, winning in the future. And whatever the Cowboys do with him, he's down with it. We know he's going to be the defensive coordinator, and that's what we know now.
So,
when it comes to the offensive coordinator, they're saying, I'm hearing Marcus Mosher, he said this, that he's afraid it's going to be in-house offensive coordinator hiring. Now, that's his opinion. Don't mean much. I mean, we don't. It's a guess, throwing it at a dartboard. But I don't know. How do you feel about an in-house hire, like a Sanjay Lal or Kellen Moore?
Honestly,
just trying to scare the shit out of you guys.
Sanjay Lal, I don't think can be as easily dismissed because Jerry Jones actually personally praised him on 105 Through the Fan a few weeks ago. So, and he doesn't really take the time to mention too many coaches, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he really hasn't praised too many of them, but he specifically mentioned
I'm going to talk about some other ones outside.
I think the way that he was able to adapt Amari Cooper, help him get up to speed. I think maybe the way that he might work with Garrett, if they're looking for someone who, again,
is a mediator, a meditator, a mediator between like offensive calls.
And I already said
because Garrett would be the offensive
coordinator. Are we seeing the beginning of Garrett once again taking a little bit more control? Because if it's going to be one of those things where, like, I know McVay has some offensive coordinator duties, like he kind of handles I know he handles some of that as well. So, are we going to see Garrett kind of take over more? So even though Sanjay's the offensive coordinator, he's not going to have all of those duties and responsibilities.
Well, and I'm going to say that, when you look at it, Jason Garrett becomes the offensive coordinator, then that's why, that's another reason you could look into a 2-year extension. So he's already going up to the end of next year. He's done. If we don't extend him, he's fired or not rehired. So the extension is usually done now. So in this offseason, the extension should be coming, as Jerry Jones has said. But if it's a 2-year extension, all right, so we got him for 2 more years, we got him for 3 more seasons, you could see him being more involved in the offensive play calling. I'm assuming that's where they're going to head if they give him the extension. You're going to see another thing that, of course, we have to see in this offseason here right away, guys, is Scott Linehan being fired. Let's just be real. Let's stop the bullshitting, okay? There's not one person in this world that could literally say that. And I'm not saying give a good reason. Anybody give a reason why Linehan should stay. But you can't give me a logical good reason how he's going to help this team with the players we have.
Scorpio,
and the way things have
no
been
update
shown.
on Sean Lee. The only thing he said is that he's going to talk to his family before making a decision to return next year. Yeah. I think the writing's on the wall, though, guys. Right. So let's see what his final decision is. So
Linehan being fired, and then looking for the coordinator. I don't know if we find one or not, but we need to find one immediately after. I think soon after Linehan's gone, Chris Richard becomes promoted to defensive coordinator. That needs to be official. Mariota, he's going to slide over, probably defensive line coach or assistant defensive coordinator. That's as much as he's going to get. Then that's going to be the first couple weeks or whatever here into the future, and then we're going to get some draft prep as well in this mix here next upcoming weeks. Free agency after the season's over, it's time to make some moves in free agency. We're going to have some time there, and then the actual draft, which is around late April. So that's kind of like the way, the kind of time frame of different things happening here at the Cowboys organization in the next couple of weeks, months, and so on. So the Rams, they had 459 total yards of offense against the Cowboys. They had 8 games that they had more than 450 yards of total offense, and another 4 games with less than 400 yards. So again, this is something we knew that they were going to bring to the table. We knew that Rams do this, and the Cowboys thought they had them, except for the fact that I don't think they accounted for the Sean McVay factor enough. And even though we haven't seen McVay and all this stuff that he's done, I've read about it. Mm-hmm. We talked about it the whole week, and we're just fans. I mean, there's no way that this team should have missed anything like that. And I'm not saying they did. Exactly. I'm just saying that the execution failed on the field. I think that was more execution-driven. But I also think, we were out-schemed, and we were allowed to be out-schemed. And that's what's frustrating. I don't know if, I wonder if it's Marinelli, because he's still rolling with the defense as the top guy making decisions. Maybe he didn't feel it was necessary. Or maybe Richard, maybe when Richard has more control, we'll see something maybe better adjustments, because I think Richard made the adjustments in Seattle, and you saw the adjustments there. You saw the weird like clapping, jumping jacks by Byron Jones and LVE. And
I guess, but was it enough? I'm not sure.
It was enough against Seattle, but we didn't do anything against the Rams. And I'm saying maybe they say, hey, take a step back here, Chris. And I don't know, but I think Marinelli needs to take a step back and go over the defensive line and work on his ass on that. That's what they need to do. So yeah, guys, again, like Andrew Luck, that was my point. Offensive line almost doesn't matter if their scheme on offense works properly on our defensive front and Marinelli does not adjust, then they will do things like the Colts did to us. The Colts have a good offensive line. The Rams not as good. They still dominated us because they got to the second level because of their scheme, and it worked. It worked on us. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute, guys. C.J. Anderson, 5 years in Denver. We've been talking about him since week 2 of last year when we played him. We got to watch it, and he tore us up there. He tore us up against Carolina. He tore us up yesterday. 5 years in Denver, was a Pro Bowler and a Super Bowler winner there. He was cut by them this past offseason. And he was signed with Carolina, as we know, we already talked about. In December, he was waived, picked up by the Raiders for like a half a game. He wasn't even there for like a couple days. Didn't play it down with the Raiders. Then he was signed as a backup to Gurley when he got hurt. He played 3 games so far, including his playoff game. He's averaging 140 yards, and he's scored 4 total touchdowns, and by land or air. Yeah. So Cowboys allowed franchise record 275 yards to the Rams on Saturday on 48 carries. That's rushing yards. Let me rephrase that. Rushing yards, 273, guys. C.J. Anderson had 123 yards on 23 carries and 2 touchdowns. Todd Gurley, 115 yards on 16 carries. In 1985, and I remember that with Eric Dickerson, and it was really 86 when the game actually occurred, but it was 85 divisional playoffs. The Cowboys allowed 269 yards. So we allowed 4 more yards this game against a lesser, broken up running back. I'm going to say lesser running back, but a more injured running back than Eric Dickerson in his prime. All right? And this Gurley in his prime, but injured. C.J. Anderson as a bowling ball with blades flying at you. I mean, that's what he looked like there, knocking guys off of him. Eric Dickerson and all that stuff, guys, 269 yards in a loss to the Rams. We got knocked out. That was the end of Tom Landry. Basically, that was Tom Landry's last playoff game, if I recall correctly. Eric Dickerson had 248 yards in that game, and really, Marinelli said, quote, if you cannot handle the run, it's really hard to win. And that's your job, Marinelli. Specifically your job. Not Richard, and I don't care about LV and Sean Lee and Jalen Smith. That's their job too. But it's up to Marinelli to coach these guys and get that running game stopped, and that's up to really everybody. But those guys, Marinelli is really the main guy on this that has to be getting them ready. He said the way they ran it on us was really good. They really took it to us in the running game. Well, no fucking shit. The Rams' offensive line neutralized the Cowboys' pass rush. Jared Goff was pressured one time. One time Jared Goff was pressured on 28 passing dropbacks. That's per next generation stats. His pressure rate was 3.4%, second lowest in a game for any quarterback this entire season. So his pressure rate by next gen stats was the second lowest pressure on a quarterback this entire NFL season. Second, and that's a minimum of 20 dropbacks. So you have to basically throw the ball a good amount. You just can't throw it 15 times. Cowboys defense, guys, weeks 1 to 13, we allowed 18.5 points per game. Weeks 14 through 19, I know it's pick and choose kind of situation. That's including the playoffs. The last 3 weeks of the regular season and the playoffs, 25.5 points per game. I don't think, I'm just going to throw them out there. I'm not saying you go by, it's a decline. It just maybe teams started figuring us out. Maybe we were getting tired. I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of all those things. The Carrot speaks. He said, quote, the Rams were a better team than we were today. I don't question our effort, our toughness, our fight. That I agree with. Those guys put it out there, all out there, and it inspires me. It should be that fucking Jason Garrett should be inspiring the players, these young guys. I'm just saying. And again, by this point, if neither side is inspired in the playoff game in the second round divisional, then everybody's got problems. Sorry, guys. My passion also shows on here. He said, those guys put out there, it inspires me. He says, and that's what I quoted yesterday, the hair stands up in the back of my neck when I talk about them and think about them. I'm not going to get all, homoerotic, whatever, to each their own, but I'm making a joke. The point being is that I get what Garrett's saying. Yeah, I'm excited about this team, too, in the future, but we wanted it now. We had a chance now. DJ reiterated that, look, we were outplayed, outcoached for sure. and outplayed for sure. When you look at their offense versus our defense, I think you look at outcoached and outplayed. I think our offense definitely did a damn good job. So, Rams offensive line, listen to this, guys. I'm going to talk about it now. The offensive line knew whether the Cowboys defense was going to run a stunt play, and I'll explain that in a minute for those that don't know, or not doing a stunt play. A stunt play, you got guys crisscrossing on the front line, and they're kind of switching up. Basically, let's say that Antoine Wood runs to the outside and goes up, let's say if he was in practice, going up against La'el Collins. While Tank, instead of going up against La'el Collins, he hesitates, or for a second, and then goes inside against Zach Martin. That's kind of what a stunt play is on the defensive side. The Rams offensive line knew when we were doing it, and that's a Marinelli technique. So he said they knew it about 90% of the time. LA beat the Cowboys, of course, 30-22, blah, blah, blah. The Rams, they rammed it on us 48 times for 273 yards. They got 5.7 yards per rush. That's the fourth most rushing yards in a game this season, and the most by the franchise, by the Rams, since 2001. 17 of the Rams' 30 first downs came on the ground in the running game. C.J. Anderson, Todd Gurley ran for more than 100 yards each. The first time two running backs in the same team crossed the 100-yard mark in the same playoff game in more than 20 fucking years. Yeah. By the way, guys, those 17 first downs on the ground out of the 30 first downs they hit us up on, 17 of those on the ground. That's by the way, since they started tracking that in 1999, that's the most allowed in history. I don't mean to laugh. I'm just a little bit shocked. How do they dominate us this much? How do they do it? Sean McVay is the key. That's their head coach. He's a guru, a genius, really, a true genius, a football genius, not a life genius, and that's cool. That's great. Jason Garrett's probably a life genius because he Princeton and all that stuff, but a football genius, an offensive coordinator genius, Jason Garrett's okay, but he's nothing compared to Sean McVay. Definitely not head coach material, in my opinion. And McVay's the real deal. Anyways. We're an offense here. Look, we're a defense that ranked fourth in rushing yards. That's 3.8 yards. They got 5.7 on us per carry. We allowed 3.8 the whole year. Fifth to sixth best run defense this season. Of course, the running backs did a great job, and you got to give them credit. But they're underappreciated, and I stress that because I've been saying that too. And they're really not that great. They just did the right job. They were actually, I think some people out there said this already, they were really perfect. They had to be perfect, and the Rams' offensive line was perfect. And the scheme is what helped them figuring us out per, Sean McVay. But there's a couple of things we're going to look at in more detail, guys. Their offensive lineman, Austin Blythe, a backup for the most part, and he had to play starter the whole year. He's been a starter. Last year was a backup for the most part. He said, quote, "They're a defensive line that really likes to move a lot. We had a pretty good tell when they were going to do that." The Cowboys didn't blitz that much, guys. Rod Marinelli does not like to do that. He likes to rely on his front four to beat the opposing offensive linemen and to disrupt the backfield in the running game. That's how he didn't like to use the linebacker. DJ and I talked about the linebackers and fiancé. They didn't get their part, but the linemen were blocked. The offensive linemen for the Rams were blocking us in the second level. Many different reasons. They knew where our front four were going. So they neutralized us for 5 or 6 yards almost every play. They knew we were going to do a stunt, right? And the stunt is when a defensive lineman or multiple defensive linemen attacks a different gap than the one that he is lined up across. So he's lined up here. He's not going straight into you. He's going inside or outside, wherever it may be, depending on who's around you and which spot you're at. 3 tech, 1 tech. Usually it's a 3 tech and a defensive end. The goal is to confuse the opposing offensive linemen by having multiple defenders crashing and crossing and crashing different spots on the line than they expected, kind of get them off a step, and then somebody will break through and attack through there out of the front four, usually because we don't blitz that much. Stunts depend on the element of surprise. And that's where it got 90% of the time they knew what we were doing. The element of surprise was taken away. All but 10% of the time, about. So during film study, in the week leading up to the Cowboys and Rams game, the Rams discovered the Cowboys' defensive line was tipping whether they were going to stunt based on how they aligned before the snap. Pre-snap alignment. How is this important? Who's watching us? Who's standing 35 yards back watching us? Sean McVay. He knows it. And if Goff misses it, it gives Goff, an extra breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? And a sigh of relief because he can rely on coach feeding him the information, and he has to watch that stuff too, especially if it's at the last moment. But he has less to worry about. He can focus on other things. So, depending on the alignment of the Cowboy defensive tackles, mainly our 3-tech Malik Collins, whether he was shaded closer to the tackle instead of the guard, when he was more outside than inside, at the start of the pre-snap, before the play was snapped, guys, the Rams figured a stunt probably was coming. And that's up to Marinelli to tweak those things so that tell is not shown on video throughout the season. And maybe it's Malik Collins can't do it, but we got to be able to spot those things. They did. Sean McVay spotted it. Listen, I'm just feeding you facts, guys. That's what it's about here on MCF. You can take it and run with it whichever way you'd like. And again, I haven't looked at the chat, so I don't even know what's going on. And I don't know who's up in here, but we're in the middle of this thing. We're 67 to 70 deep, hitting that like, subscribing, notification bell, the whole thing. Oh, man. So, if a specific Cowboys lineman had his hand on the ground, and it depended which one it was, the right or left, this is all Sean McVay. This is attention to details. We talk about details. They knew based on which hand was on the ground, guys. If a player was tilted to the left or right a little bit, before the play started, the linemen were looking for this. Mm-hmm. Goff was looking for this. Why? Sean McVay. And you say about coaching, guys, this is coaching. This is real coaching.
Yes, and Rob Smith, yes, we did. We see you there. You're Dallas 4543. Thank you, man.
Yes, brother. Thank you, man. Much love. That was awesome. Yeah, you're in there now, brother. Yes, part of the crew. So guys, they listen. The Rams center John Sullivan. We're talking about all these. We talk about our Cowboys, right? But we want to know how we lost this game. Coaching, and I'm giving you facts, not just my opinion. Rams center John Sullivan. He said, quote, "They have good players, but we just felt scheme-wise, we had a lot of tips and tells on what they were going to do in front of us." Mm-hmm. Now back to Blythe, their lineman, who was the backup. We talked about him. And he said, quote, "They usually like to play their three technique, but if he gets a little wider, the 3-tech gets wider, meaning Malik Collins, and he looked like he was going to play, on the left or the right side tackle, whichever, he was on. He was on the left side, and he was playing more on the left tackle. He was playing on the right side, he was playing more on the right tackle. When he was leaning to the tackle, let me go back to the quote. Quote, "He was going to slant out and going to get another movement from the other side too." So they knew to expect him to leave and have somebody else come into him. Blythe said, quote, "If the defensive tackle is going to come in, the tell is going to come in from the other side," meaning here comes Tank or here comes Randy Gregory coming inside.
Exactly.
Then they asked Blythe, how often do these tells accurately predict the Cowboys' play calls?
How accurately?
Blythe said 90%. How can you beat a team that knows you 90% of the time?
If you know what the defense is going to do 9 out of 10 times, it's easy to game.
And we lost by 8. Thank you, Dak. With all that knowledge in hand, guys, and the Rams, all they had to do was really execute. And that made an average offensive line look a lot better. And again, our coaches were caught off guard, but Marinelli needs to really teach them better.
But again,
discipline, discipline.
Marinelli, I'm going to put some of this on Rashard as well because I'm sorry,
Garrett.
but he had exactly all the coaches here are responsible. How does every single coach somehow miss the fact that this is happening? I'm sorry, but
how did Seattle miss it? How did Seattle miss it? How did Seattle miss it? How did the Giants miss it? How did every freaking team miss it other than Everfluss, who was here, and a mastermind like Sean McVay? We're being real, right? Let's be real.
They drank from the same coffee cup, so.
I'm just saying, but they did no. Everfluss knows us, and that kind of rhymed there. And Everflus, whatever his freaking dumbass douche name is. I'd rhyme that too.
And
or Sean McVay, who's a mastermind.
And Chris said our linebackers were lost. I mean, again, when
They were getting blocked out.
when it comes to our linebackers, though,
As well.
again, Sean Lee is surprising, and it hurts to say it, but it's true. Sean Lee hurt our linebacker mojo, what we had going on there. Ever since he's been healthy, LVE hasn't quite played the same.
And Kubiak, and I'm sorry I'm switching gears, guys.
Yeah,
C4
and Haley,
DC.
just to confirm to you guys, we do
Yes,
officially give
27th
up
pick.
a 27th pick in the first round for Amari Cooper. I think well worth the trade, guys. I mean, what he was able to do in just a half season that we had him, what he's going to hopefully be able to do in a long and fruitful career with him and Dak Prescott,
Yeah. And I agree. And Forever DC, what he's saying there, I'm going to touch on that because Kubiak is one of those OCs that are in the running for us. But the one thing that scares me, he's kind of old school. He's kind of Stone Age. He's kind of, that's what Denver's saying. He's too old. But maybe he's a better quarterback kind of guy. We'll see. But he's one of the guys on that list. Now, the blocking on Saturday for the Rams was crazy good, as we talked about, guys. Mm-hmm. But you know what else helped? We just talked about how the tells helped. But you know what else helped? Play action. Yeah, something we didn't do. We didn't do with Lenahan. But they did it because they're smarter than us. And I'm talking about Sean McVay is really the reason. He's the tipping point why they won by 8 points. Mm-hmm. Play fakes, guys. The fake around to end Josh Reynolds. Remember that one was a magic trick? I mean, this is just perfection. And sometimes they fumble. They almost gave it away there. But they have 18 great plays and one bad one. Yeah, usually you'll take your chances. Mm-hmm. Gurley got the ball on the play some other plays on some play fakes. Something then they get the play fake. So they give it to Gurley, then they give a play fake, and they stretch out. They even move him out sometimes, guys. Mm-hmm. Listen to this, guys. No qualifying quarterback used play action more often during the regular season than Jared Goff, which was 34.6% of the time. So out of all he was number one in the regular season of doing, not number one in succeeding it, but doing play action, right? That's 34.6% of his dropbacks. That's according to Pro Football Focus. Last night, guys, against the Cowboys, Jared Goff used play action. And the coaches, Sean McVay, used play action career high, 51.7% of the times. More than half of their offensive plays, of their passing plays were play action.
I mean, they did basically the same thing every time, and you still didn't know who was getting the ball.
And they knew our tells on their front defensive line. I mean, you got one arm behind you, now you got the other arm behind you.
Exactly, Haley. We basically paid a glorified second-round pick for Amari Cooper.
Yeah, no, that's worth it. No,
Fantastic.
We talked about that earlier, and the positives, guys. We're still going to talk a couple positives, but we got to make sure we spoke on this. I'm sorry, is there something?
No.
Oh, I'm okay. Guys, sorry, man. It's been a rough one. Rough 24 hours for all Cowboy Nation, man, including us here.
And you guys know it because guess what? You guys are out here. We're still talking Cowboys. We're all
and we'll never
suffering
stop.
with the Cowboys.
Never stop.
Exactly.
Maybe when we're dead. Maybe.
I mean, that kind of stops then.
I'll try and make a video for post-death. I don't know. I'm sorry, baby. Anyways, listen, McVay's the youngest head coach to win a playoff game. I mean, he's got what? One more win than he's got one. Yeah, he's like 12 years old. He's got one more win than Jason Garrett. Garrett's got is what? He's got 2 wins.
In 12 years?
In 12 years and in 10 years as a head coach. He's got 1 win after 2 tries. And again, he went consistently on first and second downs. A game plan that set him up for success with first and second down success in the run or even in the pass. You guys know every time they got that first down, oh my God, we're like, oh, well, there's 4 yards. Oh, there's 5 yards. Oh, shit, there's 6 yards. Oh, there's 8 yards or 9 yards. Can't allow that multiple times over and over again. For 30 first downs, as we said, guys. Converting, they converted. They faced third down and just 11 times. They converted 5 of those. 45% of the time, guys. That's what their third down conversion rate is the regular season. So they didn't stop what they did. But we couldn't do what we usually do, and that's a big one. Third down conversion is huge, and you saw that fail over and over yesterday. Almost half the time we failed on third downs defending them. So McVay's lauded for his schemes, and that definitely helped us in this game, guys. But that aggressive play was big for them too. Rams went for it on 4th and 1 twice. That's aggressive. We kind of kicked it off with our aggressive, which is what we needed from Garrett. But the decision that put him over the top of 20 to 20-3. It was 20-7, I think, at the point. I mean, they could have kicked the field goal. It was 23 to. It was 30. It was 23. They could have been 26. They made it 30 to whatever it was, 30 to 13 or whatever. And
30 to 14, I think.
Yeah, and then it was 23-15. We got it closer. They got it above. Yeah, they just kept staying in front of us. Give us another 5 minutes. We might have had a shot, but just too little, too late. As the entire season, it always was kind of hinging on these things.
I know.
And you got to give them credit. So whether you congratulate them or not, you got
the $2 holla said Cowboy fans 35 and over have the 90s.
And hey, holla.
There you go.
Eastside, he loves to give us the shit, man. We know we. What can I say? Yes, Eastside, yes. He loves it. You got your $2 worth.
It's all right, Eastside. Thank you for the love.
He threw like 8 quarters at my chest right there, and it hurt.
Oh,
Jared Goff rolled out a play-action bootleg. Something we should have done much more, guys, on that last play of that game. Basically, what I call the last play, the one that really ended it, when you saw DJ said he glitched there, Jeff Heath glitched, and something happened to Sean Lee trying to keep Jared Goff in bounds for some reason. We might have had the ball back with more. Well, we didn't stop the run anyways. The next 2 plays, but we would have at least a more realistic chance if Sean Lee would have thrown him out of bounds. It just sucks, guys. They fooled him with the play action, and they used it at the right time. It was smart play calling. That's all McVay. So we talked about again. I wanted to make sure we went over details of how the Rams really ripped they ripped us in this game up the gut all over with through our defense, and that's facts right there. Now, Patriots scored a touchdown, and I really shouldn't even talk about it. I was going to talk about today's games. I really don't give a shit. Gary Kubiak, guys, one of the big names to look at when the Cowboys are searching for an offensive coordinator beginning Monday. The Broncos already said they're going to cut him, guys. Kubiak was. Here's the thing with the Broncos, right? He has an outdated. They say the critics in Denver say he has an outdated offensive scheme. We don't want to hear that. Kubiak is a man who values and is faithfully practices loyalty. How do you feel about that?
No comment.
Kubiak loves loyalty. And that means, Carrot to Jones, the loyalty factor is, I don't know if I like all this right now. We got somebody who's old school, is, outdated, offensive, and he's, so this is one of the guys on the list, guys. And, and again, that's an admirable kind of personality trait to have or whatever. But in a dog football world, a business world of football, you got to be, I don't know. He's stubborn to a fault, is the critics, what they say in Denver. He's stubborn to a fault. Anybody like that? Aside from me, of course.
I can think of possibly, maybe, at least one person.
Yeah, at least a couple on the Cowboys team. Yeah, the Cowboys coaching staff. Oh. So, and this is not in comparison to the Cowboys. This is just in comparison to the Denver Bronco media and critics and sports reporters and all that. They had Kubiak and sidekick Rick Dennison, who I think is more of a quarterback kind of guy. Does that remind you of anybody? Sidekick? Anybody with a sidekick out there? Lenny fucking Hand, Kellen fucking Moore. I don't know.
I mean, but again,
I hope it's something that maybe we're reading it different. Maybe it's the wrong team for him.
And not to stop, but honestly, again, you kind of said it. I don't want to be a team that moves backwards. I don't want a team that's always looking in their rearview mirror. I don't want to be a team that sees the league moving forward and thinks the way forward is to go back. I think that there's plenty of guys that are more, and again, it's not even an age thing. It's more about the innovation and the way that they would use our offense. I'm not sure if that would be the right move for Dak. And I hope Dak is very involved in whatever process they're going to have, Dak has to be involved.
For more clarity, Adam Scheffler, and this is verified, former Broncos head coach Gary Kubiak still has an interest in being an offensive coordinator. And up to a couple days ago, he was going to be that in Denver. But John Elway said, hell no. And so it's not going to happen in Denver, guys. He's gone. And one team that's interested in bringing Kubiak back is Jacksonville. So they are interested in bringing him to Jacksonville. And the Jaguars say that he'd be a great fit for them. Whatever that means, I don't know. If it means it's teaming up at Bortles, probably so. But I don't think he's a good fit for the Cowboys. And again, DC, forever DC, I know he shouted him out. But I don't know if I agree or disagree yet about him being a coordinator for us or not. But He's a name that's out there that the Cowboys are kind of interested in. And as well, guys, he was expected to be the Broncos offensive coordinator.
Okay, so quick question for you guys. Out of all the teams left, which team do you feel like has the best defense? The Chiefs?
Rams.
The Patriots? The Rams or the Saints?
The Rams. The Rams. The Rams have the best defense. They can blow anybody up inside with that interior.
Looks like a lot of people feel like the Saints have the better defense.
Wow,
but
I
that
disagree.
was also, I think, before they played. I mean, they held the Eagles to 14.
I don't care, but the Eagles aren't a powerhouse.
Still a playoff team.
Speaking of offensive powerhouses,
yeah,
how would you like Hugh Jackson, guys? Former Hugh Jackson to be our offensive coordinator and play caller. Yeah, I don't think so. A lot of people said, people that want to fire Linehan said they would riot. Just as a little joke in there for you guys. And again, guys, because the Saints beat the Eagles today, guess who's I said this earlier. Guess who's coming to Central Florida?
Sunny, Central Florida, Orlando, guys.
It's Jason Garrett and the offense and the whole Cowboys coordinators.
The Chuckle Fuck crew.
Hey, listen, I like listen, we're gonna see Marinelli. If I see Richard, I want his signature. I'm gonna try to talk to you, Richard. If you're out there, please meet up with me because you're the man. You are what we want as a head coach here in Dallas. That's the kind of fire we want as a coach in Dallas. But I am Marinelli, you're old. I'll give you a pass out in the hot sun. But don't let me catch you there, Garrett, and don't let me catch you, Linehan, as I will. Fiance will hold the camera, and I will show you proof right here in MCF. I don't care if they got to throw me the fuck out. I don't want to get arrested. But they're going to have to throw me the fuck out of there because I'm going to say things as appropriate as family-friendly as possible. Calling out Linehan. I'm sorry, Fiance. Okay. Kids are not going to be there. Kids are going to be busy at school.
I'm not associated with him. I'm just recording this.
You're recording this crazy guy. That's fine. I'll take the hit.
But
I want Linehan to hear me. I don't care if it makes a change or not. I want fucking Garrett to hear me. I don't care if it makes a change or not. I'll say, hey, thank you for doing this, and this, and I'll get to it. You dumbass. You took you 10 years, Garrett. I'll say that to him, and you will film it. Anyways, back to reality, and that is reality because we're going to be there. We already have our day planned, guys. Wednesday, we're going to be there. We're going to be watching you guys, and we're going to see some Cowboy players. We're going to love, guys, much love to all the Cowboy players are going to be there. Zeke, and you know, I know Zach Martin said he probably won't be able to make it because he's going to rest his knee. But in the end, I just want all these guys resting. Whoever can rest. Don't play. Don't come that way. We don't mind if we don't see you. But the ones that will be there, we're going to give you high fives and much love. And then the ones that, the coaches out of there, well, you know the deal. Richard, man, whatever. I don't care about, I just want to shake your hand. But not the same respect for Lenny. And we're coming for you. Coming for you, man. We're not going to attack you, man. We're just going to say some nice words. Some nice words to you, Linehan. And we'll make sure we document it. So anyways, guys, Garrett has led the staff twice before, guys. 2014 with the catch with Des Bryant. 2016, we were there. We saw the carrot. He was so close to us. I smelled carrot juice. Everyone's asking, is Linehan going to be there? But you know, if he gets fired, he might not be there. The Cowboy coaches that might save his ass. So guys, Leighton Vander Esch, guys, he only had 3 tackles yesterday. Tied a season low. And I'm assuming some of that season might have been with the Seahawks when he played half a game or whatever it was in that game. He missed 2 tackles as well yesterday. He had 0 stops. 0 stops, according to PFF. And again, you know, C.J. Anderson dragged him for a bunch of yards. A couple of times he got dragged by C.J. Anderson. Got to get him in a weight room, like we said about Connor Williams, bulking him up. Guess he's going to bulk up some as well. 5'5". LVE is coming at you. A little bigger next year, a little stronger. Maybe a little slower. But he's going to be coming at you a little stronger. A lot stronger. And that's what we're going to see. Beasting out there, guys.
Again, hopefully not, you know, he'll find a good balance between, you know, continuing to improve his technique, not losing some of that speed. Because honestly, some of that speed is really one of those things that makes him so different. The fact that he's as fast as he is for as big and strong as he is. So I'm sure that the Cowboys will make sure, you know, and whoever our linebackers coach is, to make sure to keep him.
Ben Bloom.
You know, exactly.
Right now. Yep. You know, I agree 100%. On 3 different occasions now, going offensive line, as we spoke about, you know, Zach Martin suffered a sprained MCL ligament in his left knee, missed the first 2 games of his career he's ever. 5 years. He will talk to the Cowboys athletic training staff, but he's leaning towards not playing in the Pro Bowl, so much love to you, Zach. I love to see you out there, but take care of yourself. Giving somebody else a shot out there, that's fine. We might see Dak sneak in there. You know, if now the Breeze is...
Oh, no, who's that Colts guy? Did he get a mention in the Pro Bowl or no?
Oh, Darius Leonard? Not
no,
yet.
Is it Quinton?
Oh, Quentin Nelson.
There you go.
Oh, you mean for Zach Martin?
Yeah.
But that's on the AFC side, so it doesn't matter.
True, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Zach Martin. Again, guys, he said this quote: "Probably not the smartest thing to do," meaning playing the Pro Bowl. Quote: "I want to give the knee as much time to heal as possible." Agreed.
That's first and foremost,
Yep.
especially considering, guys, that we've heard some very good news as far as Frederick, that he should be back, ready to go. So if we have Frederick back, we have Looney to kind of play around with. We could have him at guard. We could play around with him as tackle. I'm starting to hear that, again, not too happy with Lyle Collins' performance, and that Connor Williams, as long as Frederick comes back, could be looking at playing right tackle. So
you never know. It could definitely be something that's major, guys. I'm just looking through all the news here. You know, got to give it up for Dak, though, guys. You know, he finished the season in 2018 with a passer rating of 96.9. That's 10 points higher than in 2017 when he had 86.6. So much love to him there. And that, you know, a lot of that had to do with Amari Cooper and some input from Carrot and some other guys in there, you know, making things better. Again, guys, I just want to reiterate where we lost out on doing more. I think we should have done with Zeke. Running to the outside, tucking towards around where the tight end might line up or receiver lines up, sweeps and outs. 5.6 yards per carry on the left side. On the right side, 5.2 yards per carry. That's the whole season against the Rams. And even if you go off tackle on the right side, it's 5.7 yards per carry. On the left side, 5.2 yards per carry. 5 yards per carry if you're going outside, whether it's tackle or sweep. You're getting 5 yards or more on average on the Rams. Because that means they're corners and the guys they got to block and they don't have. We can out block them out there. No, we didn't do that much. We ran inside. Where what happens in the center? The Rams allow 4.8 yards per carry. Still not great, but it brings it down. Left guard they allow 4.1 yards per carry. That's right there over over Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald in the middle there. Right guard where they all play as well. 3.3 yards per carry. That's very, very good for the Rams. And we ran right in there in those three spots on the 4th and 1s multiple times. Is that good coaching? You tell me. Now, Rob Marinelli said he has no plans on stepping away as the Cowboys coordinator, as a coach coordinator type. Even if it appears that Richard's going to take over as the overall
Marinelli's
the
not
Godfather
going
on defense.
Marinelli's not going anywhere.
Yeah, guys, he's returning. So again, guys, this is all because of Brian Flores going over to the Dolphins, and he might be taking a little side note. That Brian Flores, linebacker coach and defensive play caller for the defense for the New England Patriots, now is going to be the defensive. Now he's going to be the head coach in Miami.
Yeah.
Who is he taking?
Might be taking Mark Colombo with him.
Mark Colombo, our offensive line coach, guys. So that's a
Something
big one
to keep
there.
an eye out. But again, we won't know. We'll definitely know more on Monday. Again, guys, make sure to stay tuned.
We'll see what happens. They're friends, though. Remember that, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to get you up there on that stuff, guys. But they're buddies. And the thing is this, guys. So in July, Marinelli and Richard kind of split the play calling somewhat. They kind of agreed to this, although Marinelli had the last say. So he said, why would I again, Marinelli did say he was going to retire, and then he's decided he's going to not retire. And then he said, next year it will be Richard's defense. And then he gets pissed when people ask him this after the loss. He said this when they asked him about retiring. He said, quote, "Why would I do that? Why are people asking me the same question? I can't figure it out." Well, it's because you said it and because you're old.
Come on, old man.
He also said, "Can someone tell me why everyone keeps asking me that? That's probably because you're old and you keep forgetting."
Forgot. I was going to say, yeah, he forgot what he said.
He says, quote, "I would tell you, wouldn't I? My age? You got to be kidding me every day. You ever see me come out and not be energized and ready to play? So I ask me that. I'm tired of answering that." There you go, end quote. Just want to give it to you. What he said, this is not what we were saying, this is what he's saying. So maybe he has dementia, some early, I don't know what's going on, but
I think he's just a cranky old man who's tired of having to answer same old questions.
More crankiness for Cowboy Nation here. 8 straight road playoff losses for the Cowboys. 8 straight road playoff losses for the Dallas Cowboys. We have not won. 8-1. We lost in San Francisco. That's really, you can go back to that point, but we at least won later on at home. But we haven't won a road playoff game since we beat the 1992 when we beat the San Francisco 49ers. I remember watching that with my father. Oh, my goodness. That was the first Super Bowl we went to. And, in the first Super Bowl in my lifetime that I remember in the 90s. Yeah. Teams that made the NFC Championship this millennium, guys, the 21st century. The freaking goddamn Eagles. The goddamn freaking Giants. Shit-eating Packers. The Chicago Bears. The Minnesota Vikings. The Falcons. The Panthers. The Saints. the Buccaneers, the fucking Rams,
I'm hearing a
the
lot of
Seahawks, the Niners, the Cardinals. They made the Super Bowl. Teams that have not made the NFC Championship game yet in the NFC. The Detroit Lions, obviously. The Washington freaking shitty Redskins. And Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Not fun.
Surprise.
Offensive line coach, guys, expiring contract. You're talking about the future here, right? He has an expiring contract with the Cowboys. Hudson Hawk, old man here taught him all these things. Now he might be taking his stuff elsewhere, guys. Former Boston College teammate. He used to play in the NFL, Mark Colombo. Remember that? His former college teammate, Boston College teammate was Brian Flores. He's going to become, of course, the head coach for the Miami Dolphins. Yes, we didn't lose Chris Richard, but we might lose Mark Colombo. Guys, he looked for him to join this. People are saying might be joining his buddy there in Miami, taking over as the offensive line coach. For us here, midway through the season, he might be joining them in some other capacity. We'll wait and see, guys. Again, here's some points about the game yesterday before we leave this. We got to talk about it. It's like pouring salt in a wound, but it's got to be finished. We'll finish it tonight. Tomorrow's a new day, and we're gonna we're gonna try to get a new attitude guy for Cowboy Nation and do our thing with you guys out here. But when we rewatching the game, and I see a lot of people out there talking about this, Anthony Brown looked like the Cowboys' best defensive back. I know DJ said about Cheeto Bay. I said Cheeto Bay's gonna do great. Uzier does great against second type guys and below. So basically anybody but a Julio Jones or Mike Evans.
I think Cheeto was a little bit more like inconsistently up and down. Like he'd have like a really good game, then he'd have maybe like a game where he looked less stellar. But I think Anthony Brown, surprisingly, like again, as the season went on, he just kept
I think this game he was the best out of all our defensive backs.
On that,
including Xavier Wood. Not the whole season, baby.
No, I know this game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, this game Anthony Brown locked down whoever he was on. Pretty much. Again, sometimes it was zone and stuff like that, but his hand was there, he was there where he was supposed to be. And that zone coverage where he almost knocked it down. Every Dallas defensive tackle was awful. All of them. Tyrone Crawford, Antoine Woods. We blinked. We did. Karen Reed, unfortunately, although he did better than most. Daniel Ross didn't even get in the game, which I think was a mistake by the Cowboys. Malik Collins, he did okay, but overall they were all kind of D and F ratings.
Malik Collins had a pretty good game.
Especially for the injury.
Comparatively, yeah.
Yeah, but comparatively to what we had showing was really
That's
average.
my point. Malik Collins stepped it up the most.
He showed the most because we saw most from it because he's the only one.
Exactly.
So again, but why is that? Some of it might have been execution, but some of that was because of Sean McVay, and he knew what we were doing. I already talked about it, how we tipped them off the whole entire game. We didn't just tip off McVay in film study. We tipped off the offensive line, Jared Goff. In game, they handled us 90% of the time for our defense. So let's be real.
Yes.
That's why we looked awful. The Rams pre-snap motion caused the Cowboys' second-level defenders to be hesitant and move around. So they moved and they weren't sure what was going on. You can see some kind of unsureness out there. We had two defensive, whoever the linebackers were, Jalen Smith, LVE, Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, LVE and Sean Lee, whichever the combination was, whichever way it was. They always had, usually Anthony Brown and Jeff Heath along with them usually as a linebacker almost-ish, and they weren't really sure. They just stood there every time and looked around at each other. We called it the whole game. We called what we were seeing. You guys saw it too. So that stuff hurt us, guys. Tyron Smith, though, here's some analyzation. Tyron Smith looked really good this game. He played a really good game for the most part, Tyron Smith.
Yeah, guys.
Especially in pass protection.
Sorry, just to clarify again. Yeah, so Brian Flores, the new reported head coach
for the Dolphins,
is good friends with Mark Colombo. They went to school together, I think.
Yes, Boston College.
Yeah, so there's basically some talk going around saying that he is a target for Brian Flores to bring him into the Dolphins and have him do some work there. Yeah. So we're just saying that, again, we're not saying that he's gone. We're just saying that there's a chance that Flores could reach out to him and say, "Hey, you want to come on over?"
Right, there's a possibility.
And his contract is up.
Right, his contract extension. There's no extension. His contract is up. He's a free agent. Basically, he can go anywhere he wants. So it's about money now. How badly does Jerry Jones want him?
Exactly.
Or how badly does maybe he want to start somewhere else? So we'll see what happens.
Make a different name for himself.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So again, let me talk about a couple other good things, guys, because Tyron Smith was really good in pass protection. Overall, he was really good, but great in pass protection for Dak Prescott. Zach Martin, the offensive lineman, guys, appeared to play very well this game. He played very well. Even with the injuries the whole year, guys, he gave it his all. That's why he's the solid guy. That's why he's another MVP type guy, a Pro Bowler. Exactly. So is Tyron Smith. You got to give those guys credit. And all the shit they were up and down with, whether injuries or just bad games and holding by Tyron Smith. Both those guys really played well here when it counted. Zach Martin had to go against Aaron Donald. He had to go against Brockers. Mm-hmm. He had to go against Donovan Sue. So he had to play. He had a tough game. He did damn good.
Yes.
Joe Looney had the toughest time. And I called this yesterday, even more than Connor Williams, in my opinion. Connor Williams had not a great game, but I thought Looney was blown out most of the time by Sue. That was a matchup we thought he could not handle it. And that was a disruptive force right there. Joe Looney had the toughest time of the offensive line. Connor Williams was okay, given the challenge he was, with Aaron Donald. I saw him a lot of times sticking Aaron Donald, holding him up as best he could, his little legs, his little body. But next year, I think he'll be able to hang a little better in there with that weight in the weight room in the offseason training he's going to get with the athletic team there. I think you're going to see a different LVE on defense, bigger, stronger, maybe faster. I don't know, but at least the same, hopefully, and speed-wise. And I think you're going to see a much, much bigger, stronger Connor Williams come next year, guys. Mm-hmm. And again, you throw in there Travis Frederick. Woo-hoo.
I agree.
Hey, a little bit of happiness, right? A little ray of sunshine over this darkness right now. We gotta try. As a nation, we gotta try. Now, we can still be pissed about shit, guys. I'm not telling nobody because we're still pissed, but gotta try. This game yesterday with the Rams, and the NFL loves us, no matter how much they love to hate us. Most watched Saturday primetime telecast ever on Fox. Ever. Saturday night divisional playoff scores over 34 million viewers in America, guys.
Not
Fox, 17.9 out of 33. I guess 17.9, 33. That's their fast national rating share. 33 million. There are over 33 million people watch this game. Yeah, 34 million viewers are saying 25% over the last year's window, guys. It's just a huge difference. Last year it was 26 million. This year it's 34 million. That's the best. That's crazy. Fox Digital streamed the game, guys. You add those people in there as well. They average another 700,000 people streaming, and Fox Deportes, and you add them in as well, another 127,000 viewers, and you add it all up. That's why it's over 34 million viewers. All right, over 34 million viewers. That's crazy. Craziness.
Cowboys, there you
go. That's what you get with the Cowboys, guys. I'm not going to go about that yet. Lincoln Riley is a guy some people are saying stupidly, and I don't mean to call anybody dumb, but Lincoln Riley, we need some young blood. People are like, we should get him. We talk about Kubiak, which is a more real possibility, but we talked about Cliff Kingsbury towards the middle of the year. We maybe should have done a move then. Probably wouldn't have done it. Cliff Kingsbury had his eyes set to be a head coach. But Lincoln Riley's a guy we've been talking about. Everybody's been talking about him from Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. He's not going to leave Oklahoma as a head coach to come to the Cowboys to be an offensive line coach or an offensive coordinator or anything like that, guys.
He'd leave to be the head coach.
Yeah, and he wouldn't even do that. He's got the good job he needs there. He could have been a head coach if he wanted to.
He's comfortable. He's good where he's at.
And listen to this, guys. If you want to look at the good about Jason Garrett, we can look at both sides. I'm going to give it to you both sides like KD Drummond kind of does here. Listen to what he said. Look at the landscape of the divisional round. There's 3 games done, now 4. All right? Only road team with the non-bye, all right, that had a chance to win before the Eagle game in the fourth quarter was Jason Garrett's Cowboys. Now we know also it was Peterson's Eagles. So they had a chance to win this game as well. But before this game, the other 3 games, Garrett's team was the only one that was the closest. But the truth is, on the flip side of that, and let's be on the real, that's giving Jason Garrett the real benefit of the doubt, stretching it real far. On the flip side, the fact is this, guys. In the other 2 games, the road teams were led by much lesser experienced coaches. The Chargers and the Colts. Frank Wright, first year. Chargers, their coach, first year. So, second year.
Yeah,
so,
obviously Jason Garrett, no experience there,
10 years, 2 wins. Those other 2 guys, they have a win each, by the way. So does Sean McVay.
Remember, Garrett gets his contract extension now. Just remember that.
Garrett had the advantage, over everybody and over McVay in experience as well. So listen, guys, the Cowboys core guys, 12 to 15 core guys, the core guys, 12 to 15 of those guys on offense, only offense right now. And I'm talking about backups and those kind of Cam Fleming and that kind of stuff. The only ones that may not return, are the core group on offense. 12, we have 11 guys, right? 12 to 15 guys on offense. Beasley and Tavon Austin may not return out of the core group.
That's not a bad spot to be in, really. Again, we got Cooper, we got Gallup, and I think those two are much more important than Beasley.
Correct. And let's keep going. Let's keep going.
All right,
let's
so
look at the defense. The defense, guys, just about every key defensive player from this year will be back in 2019.
No surprise.
Next year we got it. There's no fucking surprise. There's no excuse. We got to get an offensive coordinator.
That's really the biggest question.
We franchise him. He's still with this team. So the point is that we need an offensive coordinator. This team changes, and then we can make a real assessment about everyone in a real way. When we get a real offensive coordinator, guys, you get Frederick is going to be back. Zach Martin will be fighting his knee injury. Tank's shoulder will be fixed. We hope. Hopefully he gets that surgery.
Exactly.
Full offseason from Connor Williams. Full offseason from LVE. Full offseason from Randy Gregory. Don't forget about him. Full offseason from Randy Gregory. Full offseason from Dorrance Armstrong, our rookie. You can forget about him a little bit. He's going to be out there, guys. Don't forget a full offseason of Amari Cooper with a new offensive coordinator. Another year of cornerback experience for Byron Jones. Another year of cornerback experience for Chidobe Awuzie. Another safety year for Xavier Woods. We don't know what's going to happen to Earl Thomas, but we'll see. Likelihood of new play caller, guys. There's a lot to feel good about our Dallas Cowboys in 2019. Wake up, Cowboy Nation. We're just trying to be positive as possible. Trust me, our passion is about our Cowboys, and we are in depression right now. Depression alert mode right now. But we got to kind of turn the page, Cowboy Nation.
And there's definitely a lot of, again, we
to
just
look
talked
forward
about all
to.
these good things to look forward to. So as a team, can we succeed again? Absolutely. Will we succeed again? That's up to us.
We're the youngest team in the NFL, guys. We're the youngest team in the NFL. We should not lose any key players in this offseason. Key players.
Most of them stayed relatively healthy throughout the entire season, right?
We have a possibility, free agency, to get Earl Thomas. That's still a real possibility, guys. Whether you like it or not, future is bright. New offensive coordinator, we got to find the right guy. That, to me, is a bigger deal than Earl Thomas right now. I want to find the right offensive coordinator and right quarterback coach, and I'm ready to roll for 2019.
Definitely agree with you guys, though. As far as Jeff Heath, never been the biggest fan.
Never have been, guys. He still got some downfalls. He don't tackle well. He's not the greatest in coverage. He's got some other intangibles that are good. He might be a key piece in a certain situation. Bring him in there as a hybrid linebacker, maybe.
Again, I think we need more than Heath to continue to succeed. That's it.
I can't disagree with that stuff, guys. Lenahan's got to be gone. No question inside the Star that the final 3 weeks in the Star, guys, is the feeling in the Star because of Jason Garrett. And we made a video about Jason Garrett saying this, his own words. Jason Garrett, quote, put his hands on the steering wheel of this offense. We know he said this.
Yep.
When it comes to the game planning of our team, and we've seen some increase. Now, he's put his hands on there, still not good enough. But he needs to, it's 2 hands, or just get yourself a guy who can drive the car. But he needs to get an offensive coordinator that's going to be the right guy. And Lenahan is not that guy. It's facts. We've been saying it since we started this channel. We've been saying it before that. Facts. And guys, critical of Dak, you can't blame him. You can be critical, but you can't blame him for this loss. He got us in this game. He didn't give up 450-plus yards on defense, on the ground. He wasn't perfect, but he was far from perfect, all right?
Yes.
We know that he could have been better, but he had a good game. He kept us in his game. He was the one that rose above the ashes compared to everybody in his team. Be real about it, including coaches. All the coaches, including Richard. It was Dak. And all that stuff, he wasn't perfect, but he was far from the issue. All right, guys, the offense kind of lost it. And not him, but the offensive style, game planning, coaching, coordinator, OC, that's what it's about. We lost in the second and third, and what have I been saying all year, sweetheart? All year. What happens after the scripted first quarter? What happens?
We fall apart.
Second quarter, what happens, right?
We fall apart.
Third quarter, what happens?
We fall apart.
But in the fourth quarter, what happens?
Dak makes it come.
There we go. Hey, you learned. We learned finally. It's a little too late. But who still hasn't learned? Fucking Lenahan.
Exactly.
Jason fucking Garrett. They still haven't learned yet. They still wanted to play. They wanted to play around and get cute. And we had a cute season. Got in the playoffs. It still got too cute.
Sitting on our couch just like you guys, watching this, feeling the frustration, trying to figure it out, Cowboy Nation, because we just don't get it, how we got to this point here. But here we are. So once again, guys, we're really hopeful that tomorrow we'll get some very happy news that Linehan and company are
company
again
as in
fired.
Kellen
Yeah,
Moore.
exactly. And
Paper
like I
boy,
said, his
message
Chuckle
boy.
Fuck crew.
If we don't talk about Richard, we expect him to be defensive coordinator very soon. The sooner the better. I think you're going to attract more defensive players that want to come here, like Earl Thomas. Imagine if Earl Thomas, you want Earl Thomas on a team deal, and we're going to sign him? You want to make Chris Richard the defensive coordinator sooner than later, right? We know it's headed that way. Let's just pull the trigger, guys. Let's do it. Get your offensive coordinator, get your OC guys lined up, and then hatchet Linehan at the neck. Like a chicken without a head, and throw him out for the Wolves. Not LVE, but the other 31 teams, let them pick at him. We don't give a shit. We got his head, throw it out in the trash, and then bring in one of the OCs that are going to know how to use this offense with Dak Prescott as our quarterback. Our franchise quarterback, that's what Jerry Jones said, and that's what the Cowboy Nation is pretty much as a whole saying the same thing. Listen, guys, I want last thing here, guys. Only 2 out of 3 quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown for 50 touchdown passes in a season. All right? And they play for one Super Bowl spot next week on the AFC side, and that is Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. The third guy is Peyton Manning, who was at our game yesterday. So I just want to give you a little preview on that. The Patriots, this last game against the Chargers, they scored a touchdown in their first 4 drives. No team has done that in the playoffs since the Colts in 2003. And the wild card guys, when they beat the Broncos 41-10. But all that said, as I talked about, as I'm speaking about, the playoffs, which we're not in anymore. We were in. We're not in anymore. I kind of want to look at next week real quick. I'm going to just let you know. That's all the NFL news I'm talking about. Those 2 little tidbits. The New England game, Kansas City is the late one. It's New England Patriots with Tom Brady going to Arrowhead Stadium. Tough place to play. Going to be cold. They're not worried. They got Belichick. It's going to be in Kansas City at 6:40 p.m. Eastern time. That's the late game. The early game is going to be in New Orleans. The LA Rams that just beat us, at New Orleans, who just beat the Philadelphia Eagles, thank goodness. That's at 3:05 p.m. Eastern time. And both games are, of course, on Sunday, on January 20th. And that's kind of the rundown, guys, for my portion of the news. I'm sure Fiancé might have a couple last things. Fiancé's done with her side, so I'm just going to still chill here with you guys for a couple extra minutes as we run this off. Well, we're gonna shut it down, baby. We're gonna shut it down now. As Fiancé here is, we are getting ready for an early night, guys. A regular day.
Just chatting it up with everybody to see in the chat because he said, he's like, you really think Linehan will get fired that soon? I said, I hope so. Like, I wanna wake up to Monday
I don't.
morning.
You know what?
I wanna be on my way to work and I wanna hear that Linehan is gone.
I think first of all, because
I know it won't, but I want.
But I'm gonna tell you why it won't. Because of the fact that we're gonna be coaching our Cowboy staff is gonna be coaching in the Pro Bowl, and to save face, and shout out to Cowboys face if he's watching, sub up to him. But to save face, as we've done all year.
Fire her until after the Pro Bowl.
Correct. We've done this all year. We've done this the last 10 years under Garrett. We've done this under the last 25, 20, 30 years. We've done this the last 30 years under Jerry Jones. That's the way it is, guys. That's the way it works. So it's all about aesthetics. That's why we got Cooper right after the Redskin loss. Why didn't we get him in the beginning of the year? We needed a reason. Because we kept Linehan, and we still kept him for aesthetics, for looks. So we don't look like we're being mean to our coaches. That's so stupid. I don't like it. Whatever the reason is, it's wrong.
Say, guys, I don't care about Linehan's feelings. There you go. So, with that said, thank you guys so much for joining us. To everyone out there, Cowboy Nation, again, we're all living through this pain, feeling the pain, but we are here, and we will be back. Not just today, not just tomorrow, guys.
Forever.
But you guys better watch out.
Better not cry.
Everyone out there, hit the like button if you like what you've been watching here. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell, guys. We're live every day with the news, the info, the updates on the Dallas Cowboys.
It's not stopping.
Yeah, it just, again, the
There's going to be some changes, some fun stuff. But
exactly, just a transition here.
Still in the beginning stages because we just got to get over this thing still. And we're still going to talk a lot of Cowboy news, a lot of Cowboy stuff still going to happen. And it happens daily. We're still going to do these chats, guys. And this is still the football season, so we're going to be on here. But, you'll see as the season kind of ends, our season ended. But as the football season ends, and as we get into our coaching routes of things.
So we're going to be, again, guys, make sure to stay tuned.
We're going to do some fun stuff
here for MCF.
Trust
yes,
me.
we're excited.
So but we would have been more
excited, obviously, had we. We're not going to get into that, guys. But, again, extra special shout out, guys, to LT, the man. He took over the stream boss. I know he doesn't want to be up on the leaderboard. So I guess that means that Ron Smith takes it away.
Yes, I was waiting for that because LT would have been he would have had the trifecta. But he's down about his team. He's representing here. We understand you. Hey, look, LT, we could approve that picture. That's approved. Yes. That's LT chilling. He's not even representing the Eagles there. That's awesome. All right, I hope he's not hearing. Anyways, much love to LT, man, who we really should. He's the Donation Weekly winner. But because he's a true fan of his team and doesn't want to be repped on here
guys, we will
with the
be
star.
doing
That's
mock
fine.
drafts. We'll definitely be doing mock drafts.
We're doing a Madden simulation is going to be, trust me, it's going to probably blow up the PS4. We're going to do a lot of PS4 stuff, so definitely, guys, stay. We've got a lot of fun stuff. I want to say it, but fiance won't let me. There's a lot of fun stuff. We're going to have interactive stuff with you guys. I'm not saying it. I promise. But we're going to keep growing, guys. I'll do our best. Keep spreading that word. And as fiance said, all those things about hitting like and subscribing and notification bell.
Yeah, really, again, guys.
Follow us on Twitter.
Discord as well. Follow us on Twitter, My Cowboys Family. Sometimes YouTube is broken, not just for us, all YouTube.
Oh, yeah. So
but that
Discord
way you guys can
stay
tuned and you guys know when we're going live or when we have things going on.
Sub up to the entire roundtable. We'll have more roundtables. We're going to have mini tables here on MCF2 with you guys. So
round tables, square tables, triangle tables.
We'll have all kinds of tables here on MCF, guys, for all people to join us and just Cowboy Nation. You know what I mean? Just to speak facts. And we do the Discord thing. We might do some special stuff throughout the off season. But hey, this is not a goodbye. This is a hello. This is a continuation because this is never goodbye. We're still gonna be here tomorrow. We're not leaving.
Exactly.
We're not going anywhere.
So, but you know what? Just glad the Eagles are done. That's
listen,
number one.
Nothing
number
to be
one.
nothing.
That's what this
nothing to be happy about because our team is out. But if there's anything like one of those rays of sunshine, at least we can say, hey, Eagles, shut your mouths. Shut your mouths. About time you shut your goddamn mouths. We got to shut our mouths too. Rams and Saints. They play. They got the best two teams of the NFC the whole year, and they deserve it in the end. And the best two teams in the AFC, they deserve it in the end. The Patriots and Chiefs. So kudos to them for. But it's still Cowboys forever. So fuck all of them, and especially the Eagles and the Giants and the Redskins and everybody that's not the Cowboys. Remember that. And I'm sorry, I should not have cursed. I'm sorry. I won't say that again. Okay. I think it's 1 a.m. It's like 9:30. It's like 10 o'clock here in the East Coast, guys. But yeah, man, at least can take some solace in that. Let them take the brunt of the making fun of tomorrow for those that go into work and doing their things. And we go in there and hey, but the Eagles lost that game yesterday. That smack they were talking. So hey, it happens, and everybody wins them and then loses them. And I remember when we used to win them a lot more than lose them. I'm hopeful that we can get back to those days. And we just turned the corner here, another turn. And I'm not going to say maybe next year because I hate that
Fred
shit
Woods,
too.
That's a good one. He said, please do the Madden Pro Bowl. We got to see Jason Carrot on your screen pissing you off for one final time this season.
I can do that too, man. I don't know.
We'll definitely be Fred Woods. That's a great suggestion, guys. Again, if you do have any suggestions for us as well, make sure to drop them comment section, Discord, here in the chat, whatever. Doesn't mean we'll always be able to do it, but we always are looking for ways to do fun things, improve the channel, or make content that you guys actually.
But it's all got to be cowboy related, and I want and we're gonna still do carrot control. I know you guys. We did it once. You guys, Cowboys and Brothers, telling us we need to do that. Carrot, when you tell us what to do, you tell me what to do. And you probably get pissed, but I don't like getting pissed.
Again, guys, it's one day at a time, guys. Again, unfortunately,
season's over,
our season ended last night, but our Cowboys still, hopefully, again, we're looking for the silver linings here. We're looking for the future because, guys, you know what it's about. It's about that navy blue.
Always.
It's about the silver.
True. Yeah.
It's about the star, guys. Again, not just a star now. The star is past. The star is for the future, guys.
And we got someone right now in the present. Can we get a coordinator to flourish this offense and win some Super Bowls? I think we can.
Can we make all these pieces
Come on, the front office, come through for us here.
Close but no cigar, no longer, guys. That's
on the
it.
coaching
we have
side,
bigger goals,
come on.
Bigger goals, bigger things.
Get us the equivalent of Chris Richard on offense. Give us that. Give it to us, guys, and we can we might be counting some Super Bowls in the future. I'm positive we can. I know we can, led by Dak, Zeke, offensive line that we got currently, and the defense led by Chris Richard. I know we can do it, guys.
Yes.
Just gotta get that OC. Gotta get the OC.
With that said, guys, thank you for joining us. But don't forget the reason why we do what we do here. Why do we do what we do here?
Why do we do it, guys?
Why do we do it?
Because we do it because no matter what, it's about that navy blue. That silver too and that star, guys. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. We're about getting number 6 even now for next year. Yes, I know there's still a football season. We're talking about next year, today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Yes.
We're talking about next year. Not this year, next year. We're ready. Let's go. Let's go, guys, because no matter what, winning, losing, or draws, good, bad, or ugly, number one thing here, win always. No matter what, till death, for life, always, now and forever. Never forget. Go Cowboys! Woo-hoo-hoo! Forever, baby. forever, always. Never stop it, guys. Never stop it. And much shout out to the chat.
Yes, extra
shout
out to you guys here in the chat. We got Justin Corals, Thurman, Texas Boy, Jesse Ortiz, Kyle Banks, Ooga Booga Man, 5-star, Incognito, James Sorrells, Brian Bradford, Forever DC, Nodak Ninja, Lena Richards, thank you for being here. Let me see.
Whew.
Trying to make sure I hit everyone. Andrew DeCall, thank you for joining us here. Let me see. Scorpio, thanks for hanging out.
Scorps.
Ooh, let me see. Slice and Dice Games, Haley94 Ware, thank you for joining us here. We
call
have
out
Michael Hooper.
Forever DC, Haley94,
Yep. Glenn Davis.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, thank you for joining us, man.
Ron Smith, much love. I don't know if you call him out, but
Yes, much love, Ron Smith.
T-Dub, 71.
There we go. So, actually, that's as far back as I can go on my end.
I'm looking here. I heard a lot of names. I heard Incog.
Yep.
It's Jesse Ortiz, of
Yep,
course.
got
5-star.
him.
Everyone's
Got him.
favorite.
There we go, guys. Again, thank you.
South
to
of
everyone.
Heaven 88.
Guys, go sub to him.
Yeah, sub up to him. Of course, Cowboys Abroad. Sub up to him as
Guys,
well.
go subscribe to him all the way from Japan.
Got to
rocking
shout
it
out LT as well, because LT's up there. Guys, LT, the Nation Weekly winner, is Ron Smith. Much love. And everybody
Thank
up
you,
top
Ron.
there.
Yes, to everyone up there on the leaderboard, guys.
Got to shout out Eastside Harold, too.
Yeah,
He
I
dropped
know.
a little
Eric
love today.
Gonzalez dropped some love. Thank you for the question as well, man. Again,
Yes, and
all
of
Cowboy
course,
Nation.
yes, and all Cowboy Nation, even LT, who's part of MCF Nation.
Part of Cowboy-
Yeah, I mean,
Part
you
of
know,
Cowboy Nation, even if he's a
he's got a little bit of that navy blue, silver blood coming out there too. So LT and all you guys, thank you for the drops today. Before we drop out of here, you know what we have to do once again.
prepare yourselves to drop the beat.
We rise again. We will still rise again. We're not dancing, but we're rising again for 2019 and
That's
20.
it, guys. We had our 24 hours to mourn. It's time to look
I'm
forward.
just grooving a little bit, just a little bit. I'm ready. I'm pissed that we lost. I'm ready.
T-Will likely not coming back.
T-Will.
Brian. Yeah, nothing
Gone.
good. So
He's not
thanks
part
to
of the
you
core
guys
offense,
for being out here. Thanks for watching with us, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, but never forget, never, ever, 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 ever forget.
5 is greater than 1.
Always.
And
Go Cowboys.
go Cowboys. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Peace out.